everyone, we are live driving again.
Yeah, so we just left Arkansas, so we are, and Texas, of course, and we got to spend some time back over at Tony and Amber's, and we helped them rake their yards. Yeah, so thank you so much, Tony and Amber, for letting us come stay with you for 2 days out of the whole process of this journey. They were actually going to get visited by Jake and Sierra. We're going to be joining them, but we had to get out of there before they showed up. Too many people, one place. It would have been too crazy.
That's right. They're so hospitable. They have everybody come stay with them. Hey, Malov, we totally missed you at FEIC. Oh, Shanti would have had a blast. There were a ton of dogs.
Oh yeah, a ton of dogs.
Which is odd because it's a convention center and a hotel, and I don't think any of them were service dogs. I mean, there was
one service dog. Everybody else, you're just allowed to bring dogs in there.
You're allowed to now.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, there was this teeny tiny Chihuahua. So cute, so cute. Yeah. I was afraid to pet it because I know sometimes they're not always the happiest.
Nathan Reynolds or Nathan Thompson.
Thompson's dog was there.
Yeah.
Sporting the official Flat Earth Globe wear. Did you notice that?
Dog wear, yeah.
Yeah, dog wear. That was sweet.
And he named his dog Geo.
Hey, Deborah.
Yeah. Like geocentric.
Geo. Oh, I didn't know that. So, yeah, FEIC. Wow, what a whirlwind.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and give our review and give you guys, like, you know, a break. Speak a little louder.
Yeah, I didn't understand. There was this massive, mega blue balloon that had the Earth,
So I don't know. Maybe they
shaped on it.
Maybe they popped it.
Yeah.
Maybe they popped it at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not with Ryan.
So yeah, let's go ahead and give a review of it. So let's go ahead. Hold on, Randy. Let me get into this. We're live, buddy. Let me get into this. All right, go ahead. You gotta speak loud because they can't even hear you.
Last night, I was just playing with my friend here when I was flying. They had all these balloons. If you saw those white balloons that were right by the door, then all of those, I was like, they were just gonna go and take them down, like go pop them. And I said, hey, can I have that? And they said, sure. That was like 20 balloons that I had.
Oh, it was way more than 20. It was probably close to 50 balloons.
50 balloons.
Yes, the balloons will definitely be a memory for Riley. He loved the balloons, and at the end of it, as they were wrapping up, if you couldn't hear, he asked if he could have them, and they bunched them all together like the old man and Up. So Riley's holding this massive bouquet of balloons, and
We
he
had to pull
loved
them
it.
off to the ceiling. Yeah.
He loved it.
So yeah.
We actually let him go. I know that's probably not the safest and best thing to do, but it was super sweet to watch them fly away in the Dallas sky.
Yeah. So there it was, guys. It was FEIC. It was all about balloons. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
The balloons actually said, Riley, remind me what they said. Balloons don't curve, and the Earth doesn't either, or something like that.
That is
Something to that effect. Yeah.
Okay, so let me get back to where I was at. So let's go ahead and dispel some of the myths, some of the misconceptions a lot of people have right off the bat. If you guys did not know, FEIC is not a biblical, promoted as a Bible cosmology conference. It is promoted as a secular event where pretty much anybody can come. And with that said, Robbie is obviously a believer with a biblical slant to everything that he does. So that is extremely heavy. And this year was probably the most heavy that he's ever done before. And it was just absolutely awesome. I mean, the whole premise of this year's conference was finding the Creator in creation. And I believe that has And so whether, people were coming there maybe if they had an atheistic mindset, taking an atheist to maybe an agnostic mindset of saying there is a creator. And I don't buy into all the New Age propaganda that maybe some people might believe, and we're not hating anybody, but there was definitely a huge push for the true creator of the scriptures, of this cosmology, as this is pretty cool to learn about flat Earth, but wouldn't it be more amazing to actually get to know who actually created this thing? So there was definitely a mindset of that this year, which was the premise. So some of the speakers that we obviously really truly enjoyed, Jared Cressman was really awesome. He talked about spiritual warfare and all of these things. Gave basically a whole gospel presentation.
It was awesome. We had a great time with Jared and Hope.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Sweet little girl.
Nate Wolf did an awesome job on his presentation, and he brought a biblical worldview model. Rob Skiba always does as well. And so all those people out there that think that Rob Skiba says, I'm just going to say it because I don't normally come out and say these things. But you know what? The nonsense absolutely has to stop. Rob Skiba never believes and you are grossly misrepresenting what he actually said when it comes to, because right now he's getting blasted again as being the guy that says if you eat bacon you go to hell. Rob does not believe that. Rob did not say that. You're grossly contorting and twisting what Rob said to fit your paradigm that you always completely repeat over and over. You're no better than the science textbooks that keep saying heliocentric model and keep repeating the lies after lies after lies, because you're doing the same exact thing. So, you know what? Grow up. I'm just gonna say it. I just gotta say it. Grow up. Stop saying that. It's nonsense. It's garbage. It's stupid. And if you're watching this and you believe that,
Chris is bringing the heat.
yeah, it was super fun. So there we have it. It was super fun.
So we just have to say, hey to either Chad or Ian. I don't know who you are.
That's Chad.
That's Chad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Chad, we missed you.
Yeah.
And we have Joe in the house, Joe Garcia and Rebecca.
Hey Joe, we're finally getting to sit down one-on-one. We didn't get to do that today.
There's just not enough time. Not enough time at all.
So, other biblical speakers that were there. Matt Long did an awesome job.
Yes, you and Michael.
Well, we did all right.
They did a good job amidst technical difficulties. That's what always happens when you add on a new stage and you're first off in the morning, so tweaking all of that kind of stuff. But we overcame, and you did a great job.
Yeah, even though Paul Plain didn't do like a biblical presentation, he comes from that biblical worldview as well, and he did. His presentation was awesome. Zen did great.
Yes.
Zen did awesome.
Awesome meeting Zen.
Yeah, awesome to meet Zen and meeting Laurel.
Mm-hmm.
They've been so gracious to, have us on their platform many, many times.
Yes. It was such an awesome reunion. I mean, of course, we had a lot of our Take on the World friends that came, and we got our photos afterwards, but all the additional friends that we've made throughout the years that we were able to give a hug for the first time and spend some time with, and pictures, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and
it was beautiful to be together.
And so what I really wanted to say was, if there was a lot of really great information. Everybody did really, really well on all their presentations. Jaron, he did an awesome, phenomenal presentation. Everybody really loved it. Bob Nodell did awesome. There were so many great presentations, and D Marble did great. But I'll tell you, if you guys were, where the heart of Robbie was for this conference, it was all about, the closer for the conference. People want to think that the closing of the conference was the award show and all that kind of stuff, which was all the fun stuff for all of us. But the closer was Nathan Reynolds, and I'm gonna tell you guys, go watch Nathan Reynolds' presentation. Robbie picked him specifically.
Is it up already?
Oh yeah, it's all over the place. You can go find it.
Is it?
Yeah, Nathan Reynolds has it. We have it on Take on the World TV. It's on the last day live stream. If you just Google search FEIC, it's not broken down into different playlists, but it's the last day of FEIC main stage, and that's already up HD quality. It's already out there. You can go find it.
So powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful.
But that was the heart of Robbie. He knew this is what this whole conference needed to end on. It was the last speaking performance. So you know what? Everybody can start bashing, saying all the things. People that are saying, I'm just going to say it again. You know what? People are calling Robbie Pope, Pope of the Flat Earth. It's so ridiculous. And I got to stick up for my friends. You know what? You can call me all the names you want. You can say all the different things about me. I really don't care. We're going to keep going, and I won't say anything bad about you guys. I'm just going to say stop saying things that are so completely untrue because you have no clue what you're even talking about. You think you do, but you really don't. And all the memes, all the bashing, it's just got to simply stop. It's just got to stop.
It's creating so much division when we are all a body of believers here for a greater purpose.
Well, the problem is we're not. They don't think we're part of the fold, so that's why we can get publicly bashed. Why names can be just drugged through the mud. That's the problem. We're all heretical, unsaved people leading people to hell. That's what we're that's the problem. So that's the crux of it.
But they are not the judge.
Look, all right. So you know what? We had enough time. Enough time on that. That's my official statement on those things.
Let's keep to our own lane and do what we are called to do, and not tear down one another.
So, okay. So 2 lies. Robbie is not the Pope. Robbie is not the Pope of Flat Earth, and Rob Skiba does not believe if you eat bacon, you go to hell. Actually, what Rob says, and I will say this over and over again, because he says this over and over again. He said, look, if you eat bacon, it may not send you to hell, but it's going to definitely send you to heaven a little faster. So if you understand what that means, it's not healthy for you, and why would you end up wanting to do it? So, and he's been on the record quoting that over and over and over and over again. So yes, salvation is through grace, through faith alone. Rob Skiba believes that. I've talked to him personally about all these things. So there you have it. All you're going to do is pull YouTube video clips to make you think what you think he's actually saying. Why don't you go and actually have a conversation with him and get to know him? But you won't, because he's not a brother in the faith. So that's me defending people that are dear friends to us. And so representing, Seed, go out, check out Seed, guys. He is doing some amazing stuff, and there are some things in the works coming for Seed.
And I'll also add, make sure you keep tabs on Rob's Facebook page. They may even put it on the website there. Sheila, his wife, is still trying to figure out what she can do. But, and my bag isn't all the way in the back, so I can't grab it to show you. But what I can show you, let me pull it out. So Sheila and her sister, the two sweetest people ever, they worked their tails off and embroidered and created these bags, handmade. I think they even went and got vintage fabric from all sorts of different places. And so it's these bags. Some have buttons, some have pockets, some are smaller, some are bigger, and some have this on it and some don't. But they are so awesome. But they also made these patches, Flat Earth Revolution, and they're an iron-on patch, all different colors, all different styles and fabrics. So we got 2 of these. So that one's going to go on Riley's backpack, and this, I've got to still decide what I'm going to do with it. But I love this one because it looked like the Star Trails to me, the fabric did. So they worked night and day to have all this stuff ready, and they had a bunch out, and of course a lot went, but they still have some left. And I'm like, Sheila, you've got to get this posted to everybody else who wasn't here because we love you guys and we want to support you more. Of course, all the proceeds go to Fund Seed and all the projects that they're working on. So definitely stay tuned to Rob's Facebook page and any place else that you follow them, because I'm sure
Or just
they'll put
reach
it up
out
there.
to Sheila on Facebook.
If you're friends with Sheila, reach out. Tell her, Liz said these bags are awesome, because they are. The craftsmanship that they put into them, awesome. And then there's also just these fun stickers. So this isn't with Rob and Sheila. There were just people passing out all sorts of stuff that they've made on their own. Space is Fake, and a black and white one. I just thought these were so cool and so fun. So
Yeah, the font on those are awesome.
they are. You know, the group of people that were there, so it was probably well over 600, quite an eclectic group of very creative people. I will just put it that way. Awesome, wonderful people. We got to know a lot. Probably, as you could see from Chris's interviews, he got to interview a lot of people. I was pulled away by you know who, doing fun stuff with a lot of the other kids. So we had fun in our little group, but I wasn't really able to meet and greet all the neat people that were there. But there's a whole bunch, of course.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. You know, this year, music-wise, obviously, of course. I mean, Amber was like the feature music.
You know, she's a favorite.
So I think she performed 4 times. She did the Glowbusters theme. She did.
She did Geocentric.
Yep, she did Hello, and she also did the Flat Smackin' remix.
Yep, with
by
Wes
Wes
Blaze.
Wes Blaze, man. If you guys don't know Wes Blaze, get to know him on Facebook.
He is so fun.
Yeah, he's
So cool.
yeah, blast to hang out with, and just truly loves the Father, and yeah, just super talented. I got him freestyling all up and down all of our streams. So big shout out to Wes. Thanks for hanging with us all weekend. But yeah, that song was really cool. They had Tony.
Hey Jesse.
And Tony
miss you
performed 3
already.
times. Yeah, Tony performed 3 times.
Trisha.
And then of course, Lean Flat, which debuted at our conference.
If you guys haven't seen that yet, go watch it.
Yeah,
go
it was
watch
pretty
it.
awesome.
Oh, so I knew that Isaac Chavez was up to something because he wanted to have more dancers.
Well, his son made all that.
He did.
He did all that. Yeah.
Oh, they knocked it out of the park. So when we got there,
Yeah, if you go to Celebrate Truth, you can actually watch.
Robbie just uploaded
Yeah, he
it. I saw.
uploaded it, the official video.
The official one.
It's missing Tony's part. So.
Oh, okay.
So there will hopefully be one
But
that
the
has
video,
Tony's,
the
yeah.
video's still in there because the video was just killer. So Isaac is like, well, is Chris ready to get up on stage and dance? And I just joked around with him. He's like, well, he's gonna be up there whether or not he wants to. And he's like, and you too. And I knew it right then and there. I'm like, you guys did something like some jib jab type videos, and he just got this big old grin on his face. And that's what they did, and it's hilarious.
It's really cool.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So,
Of course, Chris and I are like incognito. Very few people know who we are, and hey, that's awesome. We are nobodies. But it's just funny to see our faces up on the screen because, like, who are we? Nobody.
it was super weird for me to stand on the stage at the end of the night with all the speakers too. So.
Yeah, like, who's this guy? Why is he always taking videos in the VIP section?
So here's a crazy story. I was standing behind Nate, and if you guys were watching the live stream, you saw it. I was pretending to be Nate Wolf because I was standing behind Nate Wolf's table, and he was talking. So when people come up to the table, I would try to tell them about their book. And so I got the idea just to, sell the book as Nate Wolf and see if actually anybody believed me and see if I can actually sell a book telling Nate Wolf's story, because I know it like the back of my hand, because I'm like partially responsible for it. And so I really wanted Nate to get meet the number of books that he wanted to move this weekend. And so I was telling everybody about Nate Wolf, and 95% of the people kind of knew who Nate Wolf was. And then I would show them the book and say, yep, this is me on the cover. And they're like, come on, you're not Nate Wolf. Now, they still didn't know who I was, even with a speaker badge on, right? So, but I did run into the wrong person who was very leery and thought that, that I was like doing something. That I was doing something like
fraudulent.
Really fraudulent behind the scenes. And because she knew who Nate Wolf was, and here I am saying I'm Nate Wolf, and here's my book, Fired for Truth. And then I said, then I apologized when she said, you're not Nate Wolf. I said, no, of course I'm not. And I was just joking, of course.
People don't know that you just joke 24/7,
right.
Just about.
And so then I had to tame that down really big time. But then I said, well, I'm responsible for getting Nate fired because, this was my conference. And all she heard was I was the one who fired Nate Wolf.
Oh,
and then she said, well, why would I want to continue to talk to you? You fired one of the nicest men I've ever met. And she thought I was the church that fired Nate Wolf. And so I totally had botched this whole thing just by having fun.
Why would you be at the Flat Earth conference?
Right. So, well, she was just confused. I just confused her. Ended up being a really nice conversation, and she was a great lady. But
Chris is good at turning things around.
So yeah, needless to say, do not pretend to be Nate Wolf out there.
Jesse, did you witness the whole event?
She heard the story.
Oh, you heard the story. Hey, Casey, glad to have you in the house. Hey, I just wanted to mention we have. Let me go back in the comments here. I think it's an FE core member asking about Jaron and some of the stuff that Jaron has said against Jesus. And so the FE core member is wondering why he should be allowed at FEIC. And I just wanted to
reiterate that.
Yeah, reiterate that FEIC is not a Bible-based event.
Yeah, it's not a Bible conference. It is truly a flat Earth conference with a biblical slant. So you know what? There's room for, it's not under this ecumenical movement or realm. It's just a secular conference. Now, I will tell you, we do ruffle the feathers of a lot of the non-believers in the Bible there. But eventually, at the end of it, everybody's, cordial, and everybody gets along with everybody.
I mean, truly, the point of it is to show, just like the slogan of this year's conference was finding the creator in creation. It's to show these non-believers the creator of it all.
Well, so for example, if you look at Jaron, he may not believe in, the Jesus of the scriptures or Yahweh in the scriptures, but he believes in a God, and he knows that they are hiding a God, and so yeah, definitely.
Take your headphones off.
So yeah, that all those are good, really good things.
Malia says hi. They're watching the live video. Wave hi.
Yeah. And, that was
Riley
awesome.
misses Malia so much. He found a best buddy, and now of course Chris being the jokester is totally ragging on him.
Yeah, then he had a girlfriend.
But
hopefully you can't hear me right now.
So Nicole, if this is you, thank you so much. It was a blast hanging out with you and your amazing family and your sweet, sweet daughter. Riley had so much fun.
Yeah, what a great, that was a great group to hang out with.
It was awesome. It was so awesome.
So I'm going to drop, what I wanted to do. So the conference was awesome. It was just a blast. I'm still recovering from my voice has been shot, since the conference started, doing all these live stream videos, talking for pretty much a week straight, which I don't normally do.
Why is this car slowing down so much?
Because everybody's jammed up. So we're doing a video, so don't start talking about our driving. I'm like, why don't you pan it around? Pan it around. I want you to pan it around. Pan it around. Now show in front. Now stop. I'm talking.
Things.
Hold on. No, this is how.
appear
No.
further than in person.
No, that is exactly how far I am away from someone, and Liz starts to freak out. Okay,
I swear.
so there it
It's
is.
just-
there
it's
it
just
is.
like the
She
mirrors.
turned it around. So all of
Objects
you
are closer
No.
than they appear.
All of those people out there who have been watching us the whole time, who have been watching us fight about my driving, that is about how close I get to those cars when
Wow.
she starts to freak out. So
We have
pray for me,
We have very different driving
because
styles.
I have to exemplify the fruits of the spirit in regards to patience, for dealing with Miss, front seat driver, because she's in the front seat, not the back seat.
I need more of the nerve tonic.
Yeah, come on, look how far I am away. I mean, this would be about almost.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
This
Chris, you're not in an NASCAR car.
Wait, this. Yeah, this isn't okay. All right. Was that Mark? Mark who?
Mark, he's got my back.
Okay, Mark who? Mark who?
Mark Keats.
Mark Keats. Okay, really, Mark Keats? All right. I'm gonna have to give you back that Allen key when I see you. Thank you so much for that Allen key, by the way. So that opened the door to take on the world every single day.
That's right.
So without you, we may not have been able to open those
wouldn't have
doors
had a
until like an
conference.
hour later when they
Yeah.
actually walked down and decided.
We've been way behind schedule.
Yeah. So, and then, man, Mark, I'm still so glad that you're alive. That hitchhiker
Hitchhiker that we
pawned
picked
off,
up.
that we pawned off on you at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it ended up being some type of murderer who ended up murdering you. So Mark always has our back, and he has the stranger's back. So you know what? That's a great plug to talk about. Remember to love one another. There you go.
That's right.
So yeah, FEIC was pretty great. It was absolutely a blast.
Robbie and Rachel, they are just on a whole nother level when it comes to putting on a conference. And the team that they had in place to facilitate all the volunteers and the check-ins and the VIPs and this, that, the other. I think he said they had, 35
Oh yeah, they had a huge
volunteers or
No,
whatnot,
did they-
and the production team.
Yeah.
They did a fantastic job. Absolutely fantastic. So everybody who's watching that helped out, you guys rock, truly.
Yeah.
It was done so well, so well. And Chris Pontius, who created all the displays. So for anybody who watched the live stream, you saw the big flat earth model up in front, and then the FEIC logo all lit up. I mean, it was spectacular. I mean, truly, we've been to a lot of conferences, and we've been to a lot of conventions for various businesses and whatnot, and it definitely felt more like a convention because it was just done so well.
Yeah. So we got some exclusive time with Robbie on, what day was that? Saturday? Yeah, Saturday.
We're totally off.
Yeah.
Today feels like Monday to me. It doesn't feel like Sunday. I'm off on my days.
Yeah, it's way off, but it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it.
Totally worth it.
17 hours here, 17 hours back.
Well, we're making a stop. So last time.
But we don't want to tell people where we're stopping.
Oh,
So yeah, no.
I didn't know that was a surprise.
Yeah, no. Of course it's not a surprise, but we don't want to tell people where we're stopping.
Oh, okay.
Because now I'm an international speaker at a flat Earth conference.
They're gonna stop you in the streets.
Yes.
Asking for your autograph.
No, they won't be asking for my autograph. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But we had such a blast. We went to Bucky's.
We did go to Bucky's.
Yes. So
Chris wanted to do a live video on Bucky's, and I'm like, no.
It's way too creepy.
It's not creepy. It's crazy, is what it is.
Yeah.
So as we were driving back,
Well, what is Bucky's?
Last night? Well, for anybody who watched the videos going to Dallas, both Dustin Wells and April Ray mentioned, because we were talking about rest stops and how they are pretty gross and disgusting, and they said you have to stop at Bucky's. It's like the Costco rest stops of gas stations, and they have everything there. So we found one. We actually passed it initially, and then we were like, wait a second. They said we had to do this, and this is like a Texan thing. So we literally turned back around so that we could stop there. I kid you not, it's like a Walmart of gas stops. Tony and Amber counted the amount of gas pumps, and Amber posted it on Facebook, but they actually got the number wrong. They had 96 pumps. 96! It was crazy. And then the store itself, way more than just your traditional gas stop. And it's funny because as Chris and Tony are walking in, what did you say to Tony about the Slim Jims? What was your comment of the Slim Jims?
Yeah, I was joking when I walked in. I said something like, there's like 30 flavors or something.
I thought you said 75.
Yeah,
Get ready for...
like 30 flavors or something.
30 flavors of Slim Jims.
Yeah. And I was pretty much right. They actually had a wall of beef jerky with like 100 flavors.
100 flavors. Yeah. They probably had like 100 employees working. It felt like 100 employees working inside. It had its own huge, one whole side of it was nothing but a gift shop. And then the other side of it had...
Which is massive. Which we're talking massive.
Massive. Like whole shops within the shop. Like a whole leather shop.
People go to there for their, and buy groceries and stuff.
You could. You could do... You can do your gift shopping. You can do your toy shopping. You can do your souvenir shopping.
Now, I would say this. For Chris and Liz, we would go, you know what? This is probably...
It was an experience.
No. For Chris and Liz, because the way we eat, and we specific way, there were kombuchas. So they had some kombuchas. Yes. They had a few organic, like chip snacks. But overall, it was pretty much like gourmet gas station food. So gourmet gas station food, which is still at the end of the day gas station food. So like beef brisket sandwiches, which Tony bought, which was like this thick.
They had multiple stations. You know how when you go to the mall,
yeah, like fudge,
and you have like the people making fudge in their own little kiosk center, inside the aisleways of the mall. That's what they had. They had a whole fudge station in the center. Then beyond that, they had a whole brisket station. It's crazy in a gas stop. It's an experience.
Yeah.
A whole wall of slushies and Slurpees. Then a whole wall of all different types of coffee. It was wild.
And the bathrooms. The bathrooms were like crazy. So
wow.
Like it was. You have like for the
best bathrooms ever.
Yeah, I mean, and they were all super clean. So like there was an attendant, multiple attendants at each one, like cleaning up. I mean, it was super clean. I mean,
they weren't like the butlers in the bathrooms.
No.
But so the one thing.
But they were spraying cologne on all of us guys as we walked out.
The one thing that I love about certain restroom areas for women, and all the women watching, you can appreciate this. You know how you have, the stalls, but sometimes there's these massive gaps between the stall doors and, the locks and all that. And you just feel like, somebody's watching. And I love it.
Okay, so hold on. Why do you guys feel that way when it's like other women aren't like creepers? So like I could understand if you felt like a guy was looking in there, but why would you think that like another woman would be doing that? I don't know.
Well,
I don't typically think women are creepy, but,
I had some friends in elementary school.
Normally creepers look like guys with mustaches and drive white.
Let's not forget, like all the Scream movies, when they would go into the bathroom.
Liz is dating herself
any horror movie, if they're in a high school or wherever and they're running away from the people, they always go into the bathroom and they try to disguise So,
but they
yeah,
wouldn't
there's
do
a
that.
lot of creepers
But they
in
would never do
bathrooms.
that in a Bucky's.
Well, they can't, and this is why. Don't you love it when you go into bathrooms and it's totally brick walls all around you? You can't see the feet on the other side. You get total privacy. You have a full door that shuts, no gaps. So, you think that somebody's watching, and all the lights are on. Like, you don't have the stalls that have no lights,
And they had
it's even more
and they
eerie
had a
and
bidet.
creepy.
They had a bidet as well.
They didn't have a bidet.
In my eyes, they had a bidet.
But it was just sweet. Now, let me tell you, I think my anxiety of somebody watching me while going to the bathroom, when I was in elementary school, I had a friend. She was a total jokester friend. She would make it a point to, freak us out when we're in the stalls. I won't name her names. She probably will never see this, hopefully. But, yeah. I held on to that.
This is dropping some secrets here. I never heard that before.
Yes. All the women in the live chats agree. Thank you. Yes.
So Bucky's.
Go to Bucky's. If you have a chance to go to Bucky's, do it. It's an experience. We bought a snow globe.
So the only
In
place,
Bucky's.
yeah, the only place where you can buy a Bucky's, it's a beaver, right?
I'm pretty sure it's a beaver.
Yeah, I think it's a beaver.
Their logo.
Their logo's a beaver. So, and it's BUCEES.
EES.
Yeah, or is it BUCCEES?
The creeper was Chris. Well,
And that was when I had a mustache.
But for all the mothers out there, the creepers are our kids. We can't go to the bathroom without hands coming underneath, so yeah. As moms,
Hey, why don't you pan this over here? We are now entering Memphis, and so if you guys know the occult history of Memphis, I don't know what this pyramid thing is, but let's go ahead and take a look at this thing over here. If you can, maybe if you can zoom in, we're gonna get some of this footage. So we are in the birthplace of Elvis Presley. We are in Memphis. I don't know how far Graceland is from here, but we are in Memphis. We're about to cross into the Memphis Bridge. This our Garmin needs to get plugged in.
oh, it should already be plugged in.
It may not be. So Liz, you're gonna have to plug that in, and you're gonna have to. Look at this.
Bear with me.
Yeah.
Where is this?
Okay, guys, what you're looking at right now is the sky.
Sorry.
And so Liz is making you guys really sick. So I don't know if that's the Earth, but yeah, let's take a look and see.
What is that?
Yeah, let's take a look and see what that is. Why don't you zoom in? Because you can zoom in a little
you
bit.
can zoom in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like your phone. It's a camera.
What is that? Does anybody know?
Oh,
In Memphis.
Let's get a little closer. Okay, guys, welcome to Tennessee. We are in Tennessee. We are actually headed to Nashville, believe it or not.
Oh, there's the Tennessee sign. Well, I felt like we've been in Tennessee for forever, but I guess not.
So let's see what this
Oh my
is.
gosh, that's a Bass Pro Shop.
A Bass Pro
Get
Shop.
out.
So guys, all your suspicions are correct. The people who own Bass Pro Shops are part
And Ducks Unlimited.
Yes, Ducks Unlimited, which is probably Duck Dynasty guys. This is all secret society. They're all Freemasonry.
Heritage Center.
So there you have it, official
Oh,
proof.
you can walk. Look at it. It has like an observatory.
Yeah.
Chris, you keep your eyes on the road.
Well, it's official proof that those guys are definitely in the Illuminati shows. There you have it. I broke the official story.
An exclusive.
Yes. Nobody has ever seen that before. Everybody who drives this road never looks over that way. So I'm the first one to put that on camera.
Chad, you're killing me here. Chad said, I knew it. That last bass I caught seemed fishy.
There you have it. So if you guys have been fishing,
JJ, woo!
if you guys have been fishing with their equipment,
Oh, look at that. That sign says gobble gobble, go easy on the throttle.
yeah. Well, Thanksgiving is pagan, so you know. There we go.
Everything's pagan.
We are exposing all the truth today, guys.
Wait, we still want to stay on 40 East,
Yeah,
right?
40
yes,
East.
40
yes,
East.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are actually headed to Nashville. So yeah, guys. You know what? Why don't you guys ask us some questions about FEIC? I could talk about Owen Benjamin because that's like the hot topic in the room right now.
Yeah, do it.
Everybody's like, it was good, it was bad, it was horrible, it was awful.
I knew nothing of Owen Benjamin going into it, but except, you know, I think maybe I watched a few moments because now when I see people talk about it, Rob shared his video a long time ago, right? When Owen like became a flat earther live on air or something like that. That was him, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I take that back. I knew of him slightly.
Yeah, so Liz doesn't watch him. I was curious to check out, you know, some of the things he was
We
doing.
don't typically. I mean, if we watch a comedian, it's gonna be somebody cleaner.
Yeah, like
I just don't find the.
well, you know, I heard
It's
something
just not
today.
funny.
I heard something today. You should.
Oh man, Chris, this lane ends.
Yeah.
Please slow down. Please slow down. Please slow down. No. I can't look. Oh goodness.
Fine.
No, you're not. You're not. Slow down. Close my eyes. I'm gonna be okay. Self-talk.
Okay. We made it. We made it okay. It was fine. Really wasn't that stressful.
Yes, it was.
Hold on. It was close. That was close. So, okay. So, Owen
We're heading
Benjamin.
into Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville has aggressive drivers. Can we just say Arkansas has very aggressive drivers?
No, let's say this before we talk about Owen Benjamin. We are from Ohio.
I love Ohio.
Hold on. Yeah, she's cutting me off like left and right. She's like cutting me off like these drivers from all these other places.
We're gonna have to
40 East.
stay over there.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've got 10 miles.
I don't think so.
It says that 10 miles.
Well, I know, but
Yeah, okay, anybody ever seen The Office? There's an episode with a GPS, and then they, Michael and Dwight actually ride into a little lake because they
followed their GPS.
They follow their GPS. You know that we've been having a lot of those like just driving into the most stupid things ever type of thing.
Well, so the GPS.
Okay, we're not going to get into GPS talk. What I want to talk about though,
Ours needs to be
because which
updated.
is really super important, is that Ohio, and this is a pitch to come to Ohio. And I want you guys to keep this in mind. Ohio doesn't have super weird roads. All of our mile markers line up to our exits. You know, which is super important. You know, like when you're trying to figure these things out. Liz is nervous because we're making a turn.
No.
I have to turn the steering wheel about this much. So Liz always gets a little bit nervous on the
have
curve.
the people that just go super slow and just bog down traffic.
Yeah, the
They
last
can't
time
get
I
around
drove.
them.
So the last time I drove slow. So now I'm considered a really slow driver. So you asked Amber and Tony. You know they made fun of me like the whole time that I'm this really slow driver. And Liz is like, you're the most aggressive driver in the world. So it's like I just can never win. I'm just like this really horrible, never feel good about myself, you know, type of driver. So.
You don't have to be aggressive. I mean, yes, there's moments where you have to be. I get that. Totally get that. I'm gonna close my eyes, just
Okay.
like I did back there.
But I'll tell you.
But you don't have to drive like that.
I'll tell you, Ohio is the easiest place to navigate. So
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to. I'm most comfortable with just being kind and friendly and, you know, respecting other cars on the roadway. And boy, Ohio has the best drivers and the best highway systems. I do have to say that. They're not crazy. They're not taking you in a million different directions all at once within a short distance. The on-ramps give you lots of time to get in and merge. Boy, I really appreciate Ohio.
yeah, but not only that, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Our winters are terrible. They're terrible.
They can be, not
Yeah,
always.
but you know what? I'll
Not
say
always.
this. You know, Cleveland. You know, there's a saying that I want to tell you guys, and it's called Cleveland rocks, and it really does. We are the greatest city. We're the mistake by the lake. That's all right. But Cleveland, we
It's
rule.
a mistake no more.
Yes. But you know what? We are the Mecca. Yes, I said Mecca for geocentricity. Modern geocentricity, the aspects of all of our professors. So if you caught my presentation, you know what I'm talking about. We've got Michael Solomon there. So, I mean, there it is. I didn't even need to say anymore. Right there, that's enough. Drew Carey was right. Cleveland rocks. So there it is. And we have the easiest navigation. So, and trust us, now that we are famous travelers of about 4 to 5 states on this trip.
Do we know what direction we? Well, the GPS tells me so.
Since we don't really, since we don't know without a compass.
No printed maps this time.
Yeah, what are we going? Are we on? Which direction are we going?
East.
We're going east. Okay, Liz looked up at the sky and she knew that we were going east. No, we don't have. We don't have that gift and that ability.
No, just give me landmarks. Give me landmarks, and I'll be good.
Liz doesn't even know what a compass is. So, anyways, Owen Benjamin. Owen Benjamin. Owen Benjamin. Wow, that was kind of the buzz. That's probably going to be the biggest thing that the conference gets mocked for by Bible believers. Remember, it was a secular conference, first and foremost. Whatever came out of his mouth, that's all on him. I would not pin that on Robbie, because there were. I didn't sit in on it, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I sat and saw parts of it from the hallway. I didn't want to be in there for a lot of that stuff, especially.
We gave it our best effort.
Yeah, we sat in for the first 2 to 3 minutes, and even with our son with his headphones on,
No,
we were like,
did he have his headphones on?
I was trying to put it in. We didn't get it in time, and we were like,
Riley doesn't know words. He knows one word, but he doesn't know words, thankfully. So they just mean nothing to him. But it was beyond just the words. His open line was like, "Come on, that's not funny."
But you know what?
I was disappointed.
I'll tell you this.
That we couldn't stay longer.
So maybe we're not a fan of the words, some of the things that he said, but I will say this. I got to watch him from afar and watch him. He talked to almost every person when he was there. People could go right up to him. He was really personable. He spent time with people. He was genuine. He was nice. He was polite. He didn't act like a rock star. It was so those aspects were good. Guys like Nathan Reynolds who sat in at parts of his talks, he talked actually about in the Q&A portions, he talked about the Logos and referring that the Logos is Jesus, that Jesus is God. And he spent time talking about stuff like this. Yes, and it was weird because he just got done probably saying a few choice colored words that weren't appropriate. So, hey, this guy's, he's on a journey, and he spoke at a secular conference. He didn't, this wasn't a Bible conference, so,
Yes, and Nicole is right. You'll get more truth from Owen than you will a mega church.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's something that Nathan Reynolds pointed out too, especially for just all the people there in attendance.
Yeah.
Who aren't believers. That's
and I will tell you this. So you know what? A lot of people are out there saying, all these Christian flat earthers, they just sat there and could listen to all these words. Look, you weren't there, so if you're that person, which I know who you are, because I watched all the things that you said, you weren't there, so you did not know that people walked out and said, you know what, this isn't appropriate, this isn't for me. There were many, many people who did that, many people who chose not to come, and so that's not a knock on Owen, that's not a knock on that, but what you're doing is knocking a group of people that you absolutely had no clue of, where they stood and what they believed. You acted like everybody was like in this rah-rah party uplifting this guy, which was not the case, which was not the scenario. He wasn't walking around like he was better than everybody else, and nobody was putting him on this pedestal. They truly appreciated his honesty of coming to, biblical cosmology. He does say really, really good things in regards of, telling men to abstain from, things of fornication, and he talks a lot about that in his videos. So, that's a good thing, so he does say some good things. He's saying the same things Kanye West is saying, which are good things. I don't know if they're real believers or not, but they are saying good things, and the things they say are good. We can actually, support the good message that's behind those, telling men to stop doing certain things,
right,
stop watching certain things, stop doing this.
If he can reach the people that the church can't reach, then...
Yeah, which is crazy. A lot of secular people, a lot of, people apart from the Bible, are stopping a lot of things of fornication because they're seeing there's a manipulative lie behind that. A specific industry that starts with an X and ends with an X is a design to destroy relationships, destroy your mind, destroy your body, destroy all these things. And he sees the lies, and there's an agenda there, and he's calling it out and telling people to stop this. You don't need to objectify women. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. So he says some really good things in his videos. Those are the videos I saw. I've never seen a stand-up comic routine of his. I didn't really care to, I mean, if we watch we can't, a lot of people were like, watch the Netflix. Nobody's getting over it. Everything's fine. But like everybody's telling you to go watch these Netflix documentaries, like, all these comedy routines, and they're just horrible. All these things they're not even funny, and everybody's like, you got to watch this and watch that. And it's like, what do we want to fill our minds with? It's not any of that stuff. So ironically, where I see Owen at is, he's trying to find and blur that line. My hope is maybe he'll become more of a comic like a Jim Gaffigan, type of a guy where he holds his, standards and his beliefs of trying to be a good father and a good husband, and try to honor, the God that he's trying to figure out and, learn about. I mean, he claims to be, a believer. So let's give him some time, and figure that out. And again, we don't need to uplift him, and we don't need to go out and just support every single move he makes. We also don't need to throw him under the bus and, say he's, completely write him off as, somebody who couldn't teach you something, because just from the aspect of fornication, the church is full of that stuff. Yeah. And so many pastors.
And never wants to address
Look, you guys, I'll say this. You guys go talk to David Arthur. Go talk to David Arthur and ask him how many of the people that he was involved with were heterosexual men who were pastors of churches, who were with him, that were paying him to be with him. And here's a guy like Owen Benjamin telling men, you can't be a part of any of these things. You have to stop that stuff. And he himself is acting those things out in his life and will continue to do so. And you got to say, how does this guy have self-control? How does this guy flee from fornication? I mean, it's one of the very basics right there in Acts 10. I mean, when you become a new believer, what do you have to do? Abstain from fornication, amongst others, right? And so I think it's a really, those messages are really good. What he said on stage, I don't condone. I'm not, being funny, using swearing or saying bad words, and even joking about the fornication stuff, even while he's not participating in it, is still not. It's not cool. So I didn't support any of those things. But again, I was at a secular event, and I would say that would probably have been the only thing, that I could see that I saw, and maybe there were a few other things, I don't know. And not everybody there is on that same page. So, we're all just walking and learning. our
We're
gas.
good. Okay, good.
See, she's got to freak out on every little thing.
We have ran out of gas many times.
Okay, we ran out of gas one time on the highway, and that was a long time ago. and then Liz ran out of gas going to the gas station.
Wow.
So when she says many times,
We
it
were
was
together.
2 times.
We were together there.
Now, when we were dating, there were times that we almost ran out of gas, and so that never happened.
We
So-
are not like Nate and Jen.
But we've been together for 20 years, and she's like, we've run out of gas many times. It was like 2
Typically,
times.
nobody has ever run out of gas. I've met very few people that have run out of gas.
Okay, chime in the comments and let us know if you actually have run out of gas in your life. Let's see. Let's take a poll.
Because it's no fun. No fun at all.
Yeah. So that was pretty awesome. I think is Andrew Michael Denny in the
Yes, he
yeah.
is.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you talked to Nate. I'm sure you did. He's probably messaged you. You had your book at Nate's table.
Yeah, sure did.
And that was really cool. So if you can, somebody throw a link to Andrew Michael Denny's book in the comment section, because some of those did definitely move and sell after people checked them out. And I would say this was cool, even though most people didn't know who I was at the conference, which is awesome. Not that they should know me, because I'm not really in this community. I spoke at this conference because I'm friends with Robbie Davidson, and I just get to spout off on the phone to Robbie all the time. I think I'm one of the only guys that probably can get Robbie on the phone because he talks so much that I just speak over Robbie, and then he just lets me talk and listen, and then after that he's like, "That was awesome, man. Good, man. That was good, man." And then he offered me and Michael a slot to speak. So, hey, we don't have a huge channel. We don't have, I'm not really a speaker. We leave that to Michael. And, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
Out of everybody in the chat right now, JJ is the only one that has run out of gas.
Okay, but
Everybody
that's
else.
because everybody else is too embarrassed because they're going to get called off on that. Yeah. So how many trolls? If you got all my wrench fans, all the people that are my wrench people, the people who hold us down, because you're not our fans, you're our family.
That's right.
You're just as important as we are in this process of putting out a video. How many trolls? Because I saw a lot of trolls.
Or a trailer also.
Yeah, I saw a lot of trolls jumping into the streams ever since the conference. So people are finding us and they're trolling us pretty hard. I would love for one day for someone to take one of these really horrible videos that we do and actually like piece it together and throw it into like a hit piece video. Then I will know that I've arrived, and then I know
When
I
you're
can
in a
fake it.
hit piece video?
Yeah, when I'm in a true hit piece, when they take one of these like videos.
Oh.
So hopefully we've given you enough content on this ride to allow us to be able to arrive to YouTube, because most of the time everybody's always really polite and kind to us.
Hey Casey, I don't think I got to say hey to you.
Casey wasn't at the conference, right?
No. Oh, Starla's run out of gas.
Okay,
too.
there you go.
So.
See, and it looks, and if Starla can run out of gas, anybody can run out of gas, right? So it can happen. It can happen. So if she can do it, we can do it.
And thank you, Rin. I agree. Chris is an amazing interviewer. He is very good at knowing the right questions to ask, keeping the ball rolling. He's really good. I agree.
I'll tell you, I was such a good interviewer that people would run from me. When they saw me with my phone out there, so many people looked at my son's face because it's on the back of my phone, and which means I actually probably, if I go to another event, I probably got to get a little bit better of a camera.
Casey says trolls are a good thing. I agree.
Yeah.
That means we're getting noticed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. But it was. Oh man, we got to spend time with Justin and Joy. We'll get those guys on. They have a conference coming
Yes.
up.
Word Publishing
Word
has
Publishing.
a conference in Atlanta.
Yeah, and that's
coming in March.
And that is that under. What's the name of that again?
Oh, that's in the back. I got the info in the back.
Is it under Engine?
No, it's under Sacred Word.
Okay, it's under
Yeah.
Sacred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they just announced Rob that's going to be there. So.
Oh, Andrew says, you had more updates during FEIC than anyone else. Was glad to see so many live feeds. Yes, well, let me tell you about that. Awesome for you guys. A little frustrating for us because whenever I needed Chris for something, I could never find him. And when I did find him, I had to sit there like a little child and be really patient and wait and tug on his arm.
Well, my son was tugging on my arm as well too.
We need you now.
But you guys watched those videos, so you saw
Yeah.
you saw Riley pulling on me the whole time. Isn't that right, Riley? Is he sleeping back there?
Okay, someone's asking, is Robbie's wife as awesome as she sounds? Rachel is awesome, and her accent is just the icing on the cake.
Yes.
It's so
If you
cool.
if you just Google like a New Zealand accent, and it's pretty cool. Plus, she has a really cool personality about it too.
Oh, she does. She is so much fun.
Oh, Tony Stover like just like rips on her for her accent. How you can't understand some of the words that she says, and she is so like doesn't take offense, and they have a little like fun with it, and so she's really awesome. Just awesome people, and
FEIC 2020, we don't know.
yeah. So
Don't know.
well, I will say we do know, but we can't say.
No, we don't know.
But that's because I'm friends with Robbie. Robbie, if you're watching this, which I hope you're not. Okay, all right, you ready? I'm gonna tell you guys. Are you ready?
You have to do it like Jim from The Office when he was calling from his honeymoon talking to Michael Scott. He was like, that.
Yeah, but now
You're cutting out.
But now that we can see us, right? So there you go, Robbie. I just spilled the whole news. There you guys go. You got an exclusive take on the world for the future of what's happening, and so there it is. That's as much as I can share with you guys. So take that to social media, spread that all over the place.
That's right.
And and then one last thing, because you guys are gonna love this.
Starla, you sort of already have an accent. I think you have a little southern accent. To me, you do. And it's weird because now that we're going in Tennessee, Chris has family in Tennessee, so we realize we're not that far, so we have to stop by, say hi. We're gonna spend the night with them, and whenever we see them, it's hilarious because they tell us we have accents. And I think coming from Ohio, we're pretty neutral.
Yeah, we sound like humans.
I don't think we have anything really. Yeah.
Everybody thinks, yeah.
I don't, but they just tell us how funny we sound. So.
Yeah, we're heading into Nashville, the home of country music. The home of pretty much all music comes out of Nashville. And so if you know anything about music, Hasatan was in charge of music, so we are heading into
Hasatan territory.
Hasatan territory. we are busting it loose all over Nashville, the most satanic place on earth. We've got the bass and the
that's right.
all that, the Illuminati of Memphis.
Yeah.
All of those things, guys. We are breaking Take on the World TV exclusive here.
So, Chris,
plus FEIC information.
This is kind of moving so
Right.
slow.
So there it is. You guys are gonna grab that.
We need to address the media.
Yes.
That was there.
So the media.
That's a big topic.
Yeah, the media. Wow, the media. Some of them were awesome. I spent a lot of time with Coast to Coast AM They were really cool. Actually, I was talking to them about Rob a lot, and they were super interested. They didn't meet Rob, so I don't know what's going to happen, but one of the guys, he's not in charge of booking, but he can put a good word in for booking for Coast to Coast. And so I pulled Rob out of a presentation, said, come on, you got to come meet these Coast to Coast guys. So some of them were really cool. They were walking around. They're definitely not flat earthers, but they were very open to it, because obviously they're into all the conspiracies and ancient alien theories, all these things. You know, we were talking Nephilim in the Bible and all sorts of things, even though they weren't necessarily Bible-based as their foundations, but they knew a lot about all that stuff. So
I'm gonna have to play one.
yeah, so Coast to Coast was pretty awesome.
It's so funny because in all of this, and even in work life, Chris and I have discovered we have. Whoa, I'm gonna get close up now. We have a gift at being connectors, connecting people together. Sorry, gotta get
It's a
it,
spiritual. Is that a spiritual gift? I'm just kidding.
Connector.
I'm just kidding. The connector. Alan Aguirre, you want to chime in on that? If you're out there, is connector a spiritual gift?
But anyway, so with regards to the media, it was pretty wild as you're just walking down the hall. I've never experienced this. You're walking down the hall amidst all these people, and you have probably like 5 cameras, professional cameras, film crew, interviewing people all around you with their big, lights shining directly on the person. It's an experience. And there was tons of people walking around, some with cameras, a lot even without, that were just like reporters.
And I never got interviewed because I was the guy with the camera, so nobody would.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's just media already.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what
even though he has his iPhone out with his son's picture on it.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a channel on Instagram.
Oh, Rin, I love that. Gift of Helps. I'm gonna steal that.
There it is.
I love that. Yeah, I had a reporter. She was from.
Did you get interviewed?
Well, she had no camera. She was just there solo by herself. She was a French reporter, and I know a few. Yes, Nicole was also interviewed. Were you interviewed by the French reporter? I know you got the CBS News to interview you and your family. But so this woman, I feel like she just went around conversation with anybody, and whoever she found interesting, then she pulled out her notebook and jotted down notes. I didn't give her names or anything like that, but she did take our picture. I did allow her to take our picture. But she's pulled out her big notebook and started to write down notes when I told her how I had been geocentric since high school, since the late 90s, and she was like, oh. And she was most interested in all of the parents that were there that had kids, and how are you raising your children? What are you teaching them? Are they going to school? She had a lot of inquisitive questions about the kids, and so I basically just told her, no, we homeschool. A lot of the kids here homeschool, and as the parents are truthers and understand truth, they're going to teach their children truth. And I had great discussions with other moms
teach them common core
about this. That we don't want our children to be lied to on any level, whether that's holidays or food.
Well, we also don't want to indoctrinate our kids too into what we believe.
No, we want them to have their own mind and use their own senses, their God-given abilities to be able to look out and see, are we moving, or is the earth moving? What do you see with your own eyes and your critical thinking? We want them to be able to learn that way and not be indoctrinated. You're right. We're not just indoctrinating them in our beliefs versus going to a school and being indoctrinated with the government and the school's belief. So that was interesting. That was the only
talking to these guys. They're called All Gas No Brakes, and they're like almost like 400,000 subs on Instagram. And they're just like these young guys who do young guys stupid stuff. Like all their videos after I, was able to pull up their account. I was almost they almost did an interview with me, and they almost let me do an interview with them. And he's like, the guy's like, I don't typically go on camera, but all right, I'll do it. And he was, he's kind of a, he's got 400,000 subs. He's, kind of got an ego. And what was so funny was I couldn't get my live stream to pull up and work. So I was trying to get that to work. It didn't work. So it just didn't happen. We were talking. They got the feel that I wasn't really what they were looking for, because I wasn't going to feed them what they needed. So if you go watch their videos, which I don't really recommend, they were just going there to find anything that would be strange that you could make fun of, anybody who looked a little odd or different, some of the more artistic people, so we're not making fun of anybody, but there was a lot of definitely artistic, or definitely eccentric.
Eccentric.
Yes.
Yes, eccentric is the good word.
Eccentric or very artistic.
Eclectic.
Yes.
Eclectic.
And so, they, of course, those are the people that will get on, and then their words will get twisted, and then they'll just make everything look like a big joke, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what they were there to do. So there was some good media there. We saw a really decent clip of.
What news channel was that? That was a local.
That was
news?
ABC. That was an ABC affiliate.
Okay.
They did a good job. Even though it wasn't pro Flat Earth, but they didn't really cover up too much. They let Bob and Jaren and all the Globebusters guys actually say what they wanted to say. So it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, we sat in. I sat in for a little bit. You sat in for a little bit of
we recorded the press conference here, but it's just audio only, so we didn't record it in with the camera on. I don't know how that happened.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't take. It was just audio only.
Oh, that's strange.
But it was still really good, so it's still up, and you can listen to that. So a lot of good questions, lots of good things, lots of documentary crews.
Tons of documentaries.
Yes, lots of
A lot of people are doing documentaries.
And a lot of the documentaries weren't people, trying to do another behind the curve, because that's already been done.
All the hit pieces.
Yeah, so all the hit pieces have been done. So now it's really, trying to figure this
questioning.
out. Yeah, so one of the guys that we know who came to take on the world, he was there doing his documentary. Stephen, can't stay where Stephen's from, but it's a college, so which is cool.
Yep.
And
he's awesome.
He's going to be entering the documentary. He's been following around Nate Wolf for a while, so that's going to be really cool. And
that's not going to be released until
probably another year.
Late 2020, right?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants to try to, at least get it wrapped up and put into a couple film festivals. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So see what happens. So he's like top notch, good guy.
He's a professor.
Yeah, and I think
at a college.
And I think he's borderline, like very open to this topic.
He has to be by now, because he sat in on so many different presentations with it,
and he doesn't make
undeniable evidence.
Yeah. And he doesn't make fun of us.
Right.
And
you've even, so he came solo to FEIC, but in Take on the World and in a lot of our meetups, he'll have crew with him. And you've talked to a few of the crew people.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What I remember you telling me of the individuals that came to Take on the World.
I think some of the crew left doing the documentary, so after, it was just getting too heavy for him.
Yeah.
So, it was too heavy of a topic, so, that was pretty cool. What's Chad saying? He usually has to sleep?
I usually just have to sleep. Wait, that's flat. I don't know what discussion that's in.
So, let's talk about Chad Schaefer's Flim for a moment. No. Actually, Chad has some really awesome...
Yeah, Starla, this is Rob's swag. The seed swag.
And guess what? If you can grab... You probably can't grab, but we have...
What do you want me
gear from the Chavezes, from
yes.
Take on the World. We are now shipping those ourselves. So we have hats, we have shirts,
Yep.
we have multiple shirts. We got all that stuff.
Yes.
From
So,
Take on the World 18, we got kids shirts.
Yep.
We got all of that.
And then we have the merch that was at Take on the World 19, not dated, but it was the t-shirts that were like the athletic wicking fabric white, some that have the galaxy imprint and some that are just black. We have both varieties of those, some in kid sizes of those as well. And then the hats.
That's the light, Take on the World, Light Up the Darkness here.
Light Up the Darkness.
And so
yes.
those shirts are going to be available. We're going to make that, all the proceeds are going to go directly to the down payment for Take on the World 20.
Yep.
So that's, if you guys want to support us, you don't have any gear, you know, it's not for us to pad our pockets or pay a bill. You know, that's directly towards making sure Take on the World 20 goes off without a hitch and we get all the early funds that we need. So, you know, we don't have that much. So once it's sold out, it's gone. It's gone forever. They won't reproduce those. A new design will come out.
The Chavezes are just, as you all know, they are an amazing family and they are a creative family. So Isaac had some sweet stuff at FEIC and he made all the t-shirts, all the sweatshirts, all the pictures that you saw of everybody wearing yellow. We all got sweatshirts and they were awesome. We'll have to do a close-up on them. Of course, they're packed away. I wore it yesterday. But on the back, it had all, so on the front, it has the flat earth model depicted, and then on the back has all of the speaker headshots and speaker names, almost like a concert shirt. Yes, it's exactly like a concert shirt, and it's awesome. Like, you know, Chris feels super special.
No, I don't. No, I feel weird. I don't feel special. I feel weird. It feels weird. It doesn't feel. I don't feel special. Like, oh, look at me. No, I feel like, whoa, that's weird. That's strange.
Oh, it's cool.
Oh, and Michael.
Cool.
I'm gonna do my Michael Solomon because Michael Solomon. When me and Tony would talk, Michael Solomon would be in the back of the conversation. Go, that's weird. So now me and Tony, every time we've been talking since then, that's weird.
You need that easy button.
Yeah.
From Staples or Office.
So we need a Michael.
That was easy.
We need a Michael button where it's like, it's all his phrases and his laughs. Oh, that's weird. So, Michael wanted actually to talk, so I'm talking to you guys instead of Michael right now. So we're gonna do our full presentation that we did, and we're gonna do a flat out insights coming up maybe next week, and we're gonna just like not have anything behind us. We actually got some information from the history of the globe deception that I didn't even have a chance to talk about, but we'll talk about it in the show. A gentleman that I got to meet for the first time, his name is Flannery, and he became he's a great guy. We got to meet, and so if you're watching this, Flannery, I told you, go to Take on the World TV, and we spent a lot of time. He came there to hand me this book about a flat Earth revolution that took place in the 1500s. So really, really cool stuff that most people don't talk about. And he had a book. Flannery's been flat Earth since 1996, and so when I talk about all about the geocentric connections, all the history behind it, the geocentric publications, he's one of these guys. He actually spoke to all those professors, reached out to all them. You know, everybody says, hey, David Carrico can win Jeopardy, which he probably can. Flannery is like that as well. He's such a wealth of knowledge.
A walking encyclopedia.
Oh yeah, so he's got so much knowledge in his head, and it was really cool. He sat at our VIP table as well, and we kind of hung out all weekend long as well. So yeah, it was a blast. So many new people. You know, so many. You know, really, I mean, I spent time with, you know, all the people we knew, Jake and Sierra.
Yeah.
mentioned Justin and Joy, you know, Jesse and Marla. You know, who else from Take on the World was there? I mean, we had a nice crew. I mean,
Of course,
Rick,
the Chavezes,
Rick and Tabitha,
Yep.
Rachel and Robbie, Paul on the plane,
Yeah.
and Nathan Thompson was there.
Trying to go through all the booths. Justin and Joy.
Also, I wanted, speaking of Nathan Thompson, I actually wanted to
And
talk
Noel, we got to meet Noel Hadley, sign his books.
Yeah, Noel Hadley.
That was cool.
I wanted to talk to Danny Faulkner, but I never got the chance. Every time I would run into
He made
Danny.
himself unapproachable.
Yes.
He was always, I recognized him right away. He walked by us multiple times, but he always is like a man on a mission. You could tell that he was trying
A debunking mission.
Yeah. Always, you know, trying to get to see as many presentations
And if you
as
don't
possible.
know who Danny Faulkner is, he is the head of astronomy program with Answers in Genesis.
Yeah.
So he's like their head astronomy guy who writes all their articles, and he's on staff there, and they have their observatory, and they've got all that.
And it's funny. I thought he was going to be taller. Not that, you know, that means anything. Or
Liz felt like she could pick him up.
I'm judging someone's appearance, but I don't know. I got the sense from seeing pictures that he would be taller.
And you know what? I mean,
He wasn't.
I didn't get a chance to meet him. I mean, a lot of people said he was a really nice guy. He actually purchased a DVD. I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't want to, you know, spread that. But he was very nice to a lot of the people that we knew. Obviously, there's a video going around with Nathan Thompson and Danny Faulkner, I'll just leave it at that. You guys can go find that and watch that. Not how I would have done it, but hey, you know, he didn't answer some of the questions, but it's all good.
Yes, I absolutely love the way Noel Hadley writes.
Oh
too.
yeah, meeting Noel's family was awesome, and I signed so many of his books. People, you know, were the last names on the back of his book,
Yeah.
and they saw my tag. They're like, "Can you sign my book?" Because they're trying to get everybody's autograph in the book, which is like super weird, because I probably
is.
never write a book in my life.
Yeah. It is funny.
And never say never, even though Liz would have to be my editor on everything that I do. So if I ever did write a book, it'd be like, what did I entitle it? You know, Deep Thoughts with Chris?
Deep Thoughts with Chris.
Yeah, maybe that would be the title of the book.
Yeah.
It'd be so all over the place. And it would be really cool.
I just have to chuckle. Like, who would have ever thought that we would be in books, be in documentaries, you being on stage at FEIC, being the host of a Take on the World conference, having a YouTube channel. I mean, that would just never in my wildest imagination would I have thought that we would be doing this. I know a lot of the friends that we went to school with, when I told them that, oh yeah, we're going to Dallas, yeah, Chris is going to be a speaker, I knew they knew where we were going, but they were just like, oh, okay. It's just comical. I chuckle inside.
It's actually pretty fun. You know, to me, it's like, you know, you still have that opinion. Like, well, I guess it's still amateur hour because I'm speaking, right? So, which, you know what? I don't feel that way as much anymore because I spoke with Michael Solomon. And Michael Solomon is anything but amateur hour. He has all the credentials. I was just on for the ride with him. So if you're out there thinking that way, you know, get to know Michael.
I love you, Chad.
What does he
He goes,
say?
I always thought Chris had more hair. Then I met him in person, but no, he has no hair.
You know, I have about as much hair as Chad typically does. So, but Chad goes back and forth. You know, it's like, you know, Chad grows out his hair, and then he shouldn't,
His tires again.
and then he cuts it all off, and so, you know, Okay, so I'm gonna throw Chad under the bus. Okay,
In 20
guys.
years, those guys are gonna have chest hair like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, so all right, you guys ready? I'm gonna throw Chad under the bus and let you in on a secret Take on the World 19 exclusive. Okay, so this story involves.
Hold that thought.
No.
Wait, I just have to share this with the kids. It reminded me. Marla goes, bald is beautiful. So Amber and I were sitting together this morning having breakfast, and she was looking through Facebook, and an article popped up on her feed that said, studies reveal that bald men, what was it? Oh man, I'm gonna botch it now.
Bald
It
men
wasn't
have
just
no hair.
bald men, or maybe it was. Bald men are sexier and smarter than the average man. And I looked at her and I said, it's right.
Okay, so so in regards to bald men, you have Michael Jordan. I mean, how much intelligent, smarter than Michael Jordan could you get?
Maybe we could add also
Although it didn't work for baseball.
athletic ability.
Athletic ability, maybe. Yul Brynner, he was a great dancer. So there you have it. So all George Costanza from Seinfeld.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Now
there you go.
continue
All
with
right,
what you were
yeah.
gonna
So
say.
here we go. So here it is. So this story involves on-stage preparation. How do you, all these speakers, what do they do before they get on stage? Guys like Tony Stover, like when he's about to perform like a rap or something, or even his presentation, because he's like a super procrastinator. So he stands in the hallway and just like quickly memorizes within probably 10 to 15 minutes his rap lines, and you ask him right after, he won't be able to do it for you because he's already forgotten. Or his presentation, he's practicing, right? So, everybody's got their own things. Some people are like super prepped. Some people, are such great presenters that they have their presentations done 2 years in advance. Some guys are super like take really good, before they even arrive, they're physically ready to go. Guys like, probably like guys like Zach Straharek, I would imagine. He's got everything perfect. His hair, his clothes, nothing is wrong with his outfits, right? So, shout out to Zach. You're an inspiration to all of us to look more groomed.
Take it up a notch.
Take it up a notch. So Chad Shaver, here we go. So,
Did you call him Shaver?
Yeah, exactly. Chad Shaver. So Chad Shaver actually was like ready to step on stage in like 10 to 15 minutes, and he had all these hairs growing on the side of his face that he needed. He's like, I gotta get these taken care of. I'm ready to present. And so big shout out to Cordell. Cordell ran back to his room, got his clippers, got his gear, cleaned up Chad, gave him like right before his presentation,
Really?
a full cleanup on his whole face, everything right there. And
Cool,
so there
like
we
the
go.
barbershop.
Oh yeah, totally. So that's but Chad was not unprepared for his presentation, just for his physical appearance, but we made it happen. Chad not only presented beautifully, he looked beautiful by the time that
The
presentation
brothers, the brothers helped him out.
Yes, is that what he
Brothers
said?
helping brothers.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Cordell brought his we tried to give him a fade on the side, but Chad wouldn't go for it. So we were trying to like clean up everything, but he wouldn't do it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so there it is.
TMI, poor Chad.
There it is. Take on the world behind the scenes.
Chad, he's a good sport.
Yeah, he just unsubscribed. And then just made a Facebook post. Disputed Lands, now on Disputed Lands TV. So we are almost ready for another Disputed Lands. Hopefully tomorrow we got something in the works. Chad, nobody's watching right now, so why don't you tell if you got a guest or if Ian's got a guest?
Yeah. Give us a sneak peek.
Let's give us a leak as much as you possibly can for who do you have lined up if you got a show tomorrow, or if you're going to tell us there is no show, we can then they can maybe like.
Oh, Chad said he left his razor at home on accident.
On accident.
On
yes.
accident.
So yes.
But see, that's why you have friends. That's
Yeah.
what friends are for.
I think there must be a time delay on these though.
There is.
Cordell was the bomb. Yeah, unfortunately Cordell and Corey, I think they've gone to all these things.
Oh, Ian says we have to shut this down because he has an amazing testimony to share. So we need to give him a call.
Oh, okay. Can I call him?
We'll do.
Well, we'll call.
Is this still plugged in?
Hold on. Yeah, because
Okay.
you got.
Okay.
Yeah. So an amazing testimony. All right, so we're going to hear an amazing testimony today, which is awesome. So that's it. I'm done. Laugh out loud. This is Chad in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
Gonna start
anything?
Disputed
Come on,
Lands
give us some
TV.
Disputed Lands stuff for tomorrow, or are you trying to work on it for tomorrow? I got a new offer for a new show.
Ooh, Darren Geisinger.
Darren Geisinger, awesome.
That'll be
Okay,
a great one.
Bald is Beautiful, everybody. Tomorrow,
Another ball.
Disputed Land,
Yeah.
Bald is Beautiful episode.
There's your title, Chad.
Chad and Ian. Ian, hopefully you
Oh my goodness, you're right. See, they don't even have to do outside studies. All the truthers, we know it.
What?
With all the bald, intelligent men that are truthers.
Yeah, Fiducia. Yeah. You ever see him without a hat? He's bald. I think so.
Maybe the no hair allows more sun to get in and it sparks up more brain power. That and the wisdom teeth.
The Egyptians. And now we're back to paganism. So now we just exposed
Yes,
that bald
Chris
men
and
are
I-
part of paganism.
Chris and I do get that a lot, that I'm Cleopatra and Chris is an Egyptian pharaoh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally messed up the facial hair that I had growing today. So
I was wondering why it was gone.
so I've been holding this over like this today. So I had so
Okay, poll time.
so
Who thinks
Pounder's pomade. I can't. I was like growing
Who thinks
more, but
Chris
I didn't.
should keep his goatee that he normally has? Just
Grow
on
a
the
beard.
sides,
Okay, all right.
and then right there.
Grow some type
Or-
of facial hair. No facial
no
hair.
goatee. Look at that.
Or grow a beard. And see, here's the problem. My beards look really, really bad.
No beard.
And for work, it's really difficult because I work from home. And then when I
beards are
have to do things that like for video, like you're not supposed to have that. So it's kind of a challenge. So, and everybody in all the different camps will say you have to do this, you have to do that. So me and Michael are like the hairless guys.
Oh, Jesse hopes that Nathan Reynolds joins Take on the World TV.
Huh?
That would be amazing.
He oh yeah, so we're gonna be actually taking over all his videos over to Take on the World TV. We've been talking about that for a long time. Now that he's in like stable internet, he'll be able to start doing that.
Oh, he is in stable internet.
Yes, and so
Cool.
what we'll start to do is do some shows. Hopefully, he's going to be doing a show with Ian. He'll be jumping on, doing episodes. I don't know. I don't know if you're allowed to show that.
Oh, this picture was on social media, so
Okay.
I can share it. Isn't
Yeah.
it the sweetest ever? Oh my goodness. We just love this family. I told them they're going to go in our fridge. Every time we pass them, we're going to send blessings their way. Baby Jubilee.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Nathan. I mean,
She's amazing.
we both were having like before the conference even took off. So I was like, he was like gonna call me first thing in the morning, and I was like, and right when I called him, it's like, how'd you know I needed to talk to you? I'm like, well, dude, I need to talk to you, and we prayed together, and the first day actually worked out really, really good. So which was cool. And so getting him on Take on the World TV will happen. It's going to happen not only like for guests, but for, you know, consistency. So we're going to be pulling over. And also we have another show coming up with Prophecy. That's going to be dropping. And also we have another show coming up with Prophecy. That's going to be dropping soon. But we also got another new show. Got pitched it, and I haven't gotten back. But it's going to be centered around potentially music and faith, particularly from the artist's perspective. And this guy has, he sent me a list of contacts that would do shows with him, and it will blow you guys away. It'll be awesome. And so really, really cool stuff.
And Ian's starting a new show on Through the Black with Aaron Sampson.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, what's it called? Strep Throat 2020?
But that's not strep. SITREP. Is that supposed to stand for something that I don't know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So Ian's all over the place now. He's leaving us. He is man.
He's just a bald man of wisdom, sharing it with the world.
Yeah, you go over to Through the Black in that group. You're going to be shadow banned so fast, you'll be back to Take on the World TV.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and we love Aaron. That's going to be an awesome show. So guys, make sure go over there. For you guys aren't subscribed.
It is so cool to see all of our friends just stepping up and being bold. I tell you what, doing that.
Because they're like, if Chris can do this, and he's
Anybody
terrible,
can.
then anybody can do this, right? Wow. There's your challenge. Do better than what I can do. Because it's not really that hard. So, it's the situation report.
Nice. I like that name.
Nice. Well, we didn't see your episode still. We still went on the road. So if you guys talked about that on Speed of Lands.
Yeah, we've gotten very little sleep every night.
Oh, but hey, go to Through the Black. Make sure you subscribe to those guys. Pretty awesome stuff over there. Obviously, we've had Through the Black on this whole entire journey. It started with Tom. We got to Jared. I actually got to spend most of dinner with Jared on Thursday night.
What was the name of that place?
It was Tom's recommendation, Freebird.
Freebird. Yeah. It's like a Chipotle, but different. They have like a different flavor.
It's got that Texas spice.
Yeah, it's that Tex-Mex, and they actually have Beyond Meat there too.
Yeah. But their Beyond Meat.
It was good. We should have had them made a fresh batch.
Yes, because it was chewy.
You know, it was chewy. We should have just taken his recommendation.
Yeah, the guy said, I think I need to make a new batch.
To eat quickly because he only had a short window to eat, but it was really good. They give you, instead of just the cilantro lime rice, they also have a Spanish rice that you can choose, and they had more options of different veggies of different flavors.
17 different quesos.
Not 17.
I'm just kidding.
No. Yeah. But it was really good. Everybody really enjoyed Freebird.
Yep. I wish they would have vegan cheese. That would be great.
That would have, but we enjoyed that.
Now they're not very friendly with their avocado scoops. It was like
it's not
like
a Chipotle scoop.
Yeah. And it's not nearly as good as Chipotle's.
Prices.
Not prices, but their guacamole.
Oh, you know what? I didn't get it because
it was not even close to being as good.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I will say this: Chipotle's guacamole is one of the best out there.
Chris got really sick last time we ate
so I don't eat a Chipotle
months ago, so we've been on a Chipotle break.
Yeah. So we don't eat that anymore.
Yes, Tex-Mex rocks. Cars. Nashville drivers. Aggressive.
We're not even in Nashville. What are you talking about?
We're getting a little closer. Thank you, Ian. Thank you for not leaving us, because everybody else has caught on to your wisdom and they want a piece of you.
Yeah. So if you you guys are ever looking for like hours to kill, become friends with Ian, because he will get you on the phone and he will drop so much knowledge that your head will spin. But it is so fascinating that you will just keep going. And so yeah, it's I can't wait for that show. That's going to be great. I'm actually excited for them to actually do a show where they're speaking. You know, because the Reality Distortion Effect, he compiles all these amazing videos, which is leading up to him doing some solo stuff. And so, man, I'm excited for him to step up to play and actually start to do that stuff. You know, just like guys like Tony. You know, what's the next things for you know all that what they're doing. So we talked a little bit about that.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and just to chime in, Freebird was in Frisco, Texas, where the convention was held. And I think they are all over Texas, because both Jared and Hope, his wife, are like, let's go there. Whenever Tom's in town, we always have to go there because Tom Dunn loves it. And so they have one near them, and they are in Lubbock, Texas.
So Tom loves their sauces. So what he does is he goes to Taco Bell first.
No, Taco John's.
No, he doesn't really like Taco Bell.
That's right, he didn't like Taco John's.
So he goes to Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
He gets all the really cheap stuff and then just gets Freebird sauces. That's what he gets to do.
He likes some sauce on his horse meat.
So we're going to do a petition for Tom Dunn to stop eating so much Taco Bell. You know, hopefully
Not
none.
a petition, we're going to have an intervention.
Yes. So if you guys would like to be part of the intervention where we have Tom faces his problems in life, which is the eating and the consumption of Taco Bell.
So Marla, you met a guy that's been studying conspiracy stuff for 14 years. He blew your mind. Was that Flannery? Was that the gentleman with the long beard and the glasses wearing black?
Flannery's not really into conspiracy.
Oh.
Ironically, he doesn't even think 9/11 was an inside job.
What?
Yeah. But the wealth of knowledge this guy has was amazing. So what we're gonna do, guys?
Oh, goodness gracious!
So what we're gonna do? I just made a pit stop here.
With like 2 second notice.
2 second notice. I was looking for this place. So what we're gonna do is we'll probably chime in a little bit later as we get closer into where we're heading.
And
So
the little boy in the back woke up.
hey, that's good.
So it's time for potty break.
So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna maybe shake our legs, walk around, because it's kind of ready for a break. We've been moving since.
Josh the twin. Remember him?
No.
Josh the twin.
Actually, if you want to keep going, I'll take Riley. You stay here. You keep going.
Okay.
Do you need to use the restroom?
I do.
Okay,
I've
then
been holding it for a
okay,
long
so
time.
then I'll take Riley. You stay here, and we'll stay with everybody. This is riveting stuff. Why don't you show everybody around this
Riveting.
amazing Tennessee place?
So riveting. Riveting. Josh Taylor. He and his twin. Oh goodness. He and his twin Jeremy were there. Wow, I wonder if Chris got him on camera at all, because Chris, I feel like Chris got just about everybody that was willing to talk to him. So interesting. Well, now I lost my great interviewer. So what can we chat about? We can chat about all the babies at the conference. They were adorable and absolutely amazing. Riley had a blast playing with Lenny. That's Tony and Amber's little girl Lennox, but they call her Lenny for short. And she was just the star of the show. Oh my goodness. Absolutely adorable. They have been having tons of fun together. And Naomi, of course, Nathan and Chelsea's little girl Naomi, she just has a mind of her own and a personality with that. And the little baby Jubilee, which they call Juby for short, just the sweetest little thing ever, and the biggest eyes. If you, I was holding her for a little bit, and just talking baby talk, of course, and her eyes just light up, and she gives the biggest smiles and coos and tries to talk back. Oh, it's all those fun stages. It was so sweet. Such a sweet fellowship, even with all the little ones, all the truthers to be, right? So, let me see if I can reach anything. What did I do with those stickers? There were some awesome stickers. I think I packed those away already. Bummer. There were some really cool stickers. Jessie was at the table selling those. And they were all made by, I believe she said, an individual in Europe that sent them to Robbie to sell at the conference, and they are sweet. So he took like your everyday logos of like Pizza Hut and Dunkin' Donuts, and the Pizza Hut one, instead of Pizza Hut, it says Flat Earth, but all in the same text. And the Dunkin' Donuts, I think it's Research Flat Earth with a little FE in the coffee cup. It was super cool. There was some creative merch there. Just awesome stuff. Oh, and Riley, maybe I can reach it now. Got a new water bottle from Stan Steele. Of course, we had to put Spaces Fake on that. Oh, I can't reach it. They had Flat Earth Frisbees, so we got some of those. And what else? All sorts of fun stuff you don't see anywhere. Yes, Audrey was an absolute doll. She was so cute and so shy whenever I would talk to her in the counter. A little, but it was adorable. Her and Naomi playing together. And Nicole, you forgot to ask about prenatals. There's some good prenatals out there. Garden of Life is always a good one. New Chapter as well. We can always chat more about that. Now it's my turn. I'm going to drop some truth in this truck stop.
Liz has become an official dropper of these things.
I did. I put them in Walmarts that I was at. Where else did we put them at? I wanted to put them in the flea markets that we went in, but we didn't have time.
Yeah.
Take a few. Where else did we stick these? Oh, well, in our talks.
I put them in the toilet paper roll dispensers, and I taped them to them so when somebody went to the bathroom,
I'm gonna put one in this payphone.
they would pull one of these out.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were going to keep it after they pulled it out, but at least they would be exposed that the Bible says the earth is flat while they were going to the bathroom. You can see what Liz is putting on the payphone. Little does she know nobody uses a payphone. So, nobody's ever going to see that. Who still uses a payphone? Riley, do you know what a payphone is? No? Do you know what a cell phone is? Yeah. Do you know what a CD is? Do you know what a record is? Okay, do you know what an 8-track is? An 8-track? Do you know what a cassette is? Who in the chat room who does not know what a cassette tape is? I bet there's got to be somebody out there who doesn't know. Yeah. Well, I don't know if those are those aren't really tracks, right? So tracks actually, it would actually be cool to have
Dad, you forgot
a biblical
one thing.
cosmology one that actually gives the gospel. That
That
would be
thing
cool.
can blow away.
Yeah, that thing could blow away. So what was your favorite thing about the trip? So, say that again?
Just rolling the airplanes on the 14th floor.
That's how Riley responds when he's tired. I record a lot of music on cassette from the radio. Cool. That is a rarity. Yep. So what Riley said was he went to the 14th floor and he was throwing airplanes, paper airplanes down the gigantic atrium area. So it's pretty cool until the staff told him he had to stop doing it. So Riley got busted. Almost got kicked out of the place. It was pretty cool though, right? Yeah. We were also dropping water droplets from the 14th floor, just to see if we could see them, how far they could go. That was also pretty fun. So we had a lot of fun this weekend. Riley got to swim in the pool. So what did you think of people thinking that the Earth was flat, Riley? What did you think about that when you first heard that? You thought it was what? What? You thought that it was fake?
Yeah.
The first time Riley heard that the Earth was flat, did you hear that? He thought it was fake. And it was fake. And then he asked his mama, and mama said, "No, honey, no, it's real." And then he believed it. So that's how he does everything. So when I tell Riley something, he goes, that's a lie. And then he always goes, "Mama, that's a lie, right?" And then mama will tell him, "Nope, that's the truth," or "It's a lie," and that's who he trusts. So wouldn't it be that simple and easy to always be able to fact check that simply, and have the confidence of, being able to trust, a source right away? And I think it is that simple and that easy. We have a Heavenly Father who loves us so much, who is the author and the creator of all things, who has all truth. And we can simply go to His Word and find these answers. And then it's up to us if we need to say, "Mama, is Daddy lying to us?" And yet, Mama in this instance is science, or our textbooks, or our creation ministries, or our theological professors at our colleges, or the writings of men.
Continue on I-40.
Wouldn't it be just so easy for us just to go to His Word and be able to know what He's telling us is true? And I think it is that easy, and I think that's what my encouragement, for you guys is, we all need to stop, relying on each other to know what truth is, or how we need to respond and how we need to act towards one another. If we just take it to Him and His Word, we'll get those answers, as long as we come with the right mindset to learn from Him and hear His voice when He speaks. But oftentimes, we want to, second guess His Word. And we've done that, our whole life. So I think it is that easy. So when it comes to this biblical cosmology topic, if you're fighting it, take it to the Word. Don't take it to what somebody else thinks, or, that's too big of a conspiracy, or whatever the case may be. Take it to Him, and, genuinely seek these things out. Don't say they don't matter, and then, the biggest people that say that doesn't matter are the biggest detractors, and yet they spend more time debunking it, or trying to debunk it, and then ultimately when they're pinned in a corner and can't answer certain questions, they go, "Why does it matter anyways?" Well, it matters because you're the one making it a big deal, and every single time, I have people who call me, text me, make these topics a big deal, and then I get them into a question, and the answer is, "Well, why does this even matter anyways?" And then I respond is, "Well, you texted me, you called me, you're the one making it a big deal. I'm not throwing it down your throat." And I think, if we continue to reveal the truth, no matter what it is, and we do it with, Christ first, we're not going to be looked at as crazy. I don't know what that guy thought of us last night, at the grassy knoll.
That we were talking to with his daughters.
Yeah, and he was a believer. Now, when we looked at some of the photos back, when I was talking, Tony was
taking photos.
He took some real photos, and he got the two girls that were in the backdrop.
His daughters weren't, they
you know, he was nice. He didn't call us any names. He didn't think we were crazy. He said, "I'll look into it." I
Yeah.
genuinely will.
I find it interesting that he claimed he was already looking into it, but he had only watched the National Geographic expose, thinking that that's, you know, where truth is held.
Right. And you know, and they did that test, which they falsified everything in that test as well. So.
Yeah.
So it was overall a really good trip.
Mm-hmm.
We still have to get home to make it complete. So yeah, tomorrow we're probably gonna get home late.
Yeah.
So here's another question for you guys. If you have any ideas for, you know, so Nathan Reynolds, more shows from Ian Chadwick, the show about music and art and faith all combined in one, the prophecy show, new shows of biblical health, flat out insights, disputed lands, secret shows.
Goodness. Deep thoughts with Chris.
Not deep thoughts with Chris.
Deep driving thoughts
What
with Chris.
other type of shows would you guys like? You know, and if you guys like this, Zach Straharic, homeschool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach Straharic offered to, do some of his tour portions with Take on the World TV.
Mhm.
So hopefully that's still an option. I just got to get him back into making video mode. So you tell us what, so homeschool, that's a good one.
Maybe once his house is finished,
Yes.
he'll have more time, because I know he's actually the one building a lot for their new house.
Yeah, so you guys let us know what other types of shows would be something of interest. And obviously, we don't want to compete with too many things. And that's why you can always come back and rewatch things. Because obviously, now UCTV, we're the biggest fans over there. Nate Wolf, I forgot to mention. We got something with Nate Wolf coming up. And that's coming out in 2020, right around the corner. So we'll be doing a show with Nate Wolf. I'll be a part of that. He'll be a part of that. Nate's still on his channel, Fired for Truth, so go subscribe over there. But chances are, if you're subscribed here, you're subscribed there. He has more subscribers than us, so he's pretty awesome for sure. He's one of our good dear friends. And I do have to weave it in under the school.
Yeah.
Any suggestions, Liz? That came through?
I don't know. I can't think. My
Just-
anxiety's
just-
starting.
Just look. See, Liz, you still have two hands. So looking at the road and
Okay, no. Go past it. Because they always say you can't pass semis on the right-hand side because they can't see you.
all right. Major anxiety.
Okay, more talks about healthy, good products. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that. Absolutely. I can easily do that. We need to get new phones. So that way I can get the YouTube app on my phone because my storage is full. And then I can do just quick little live videos. I don't know about you guys. You guys stick with us through thick and thin, through 30 minutes to 3 hours, and you are awesome. But I know me, I don't have a lot of time to sit and watch
Well, what they do
watch
is they
videos, so-
open up their phones or their computers to us, and they just let it run in the background.
just let it go.
Thank you guys.
Yes, you're awesome. So I was thinking of doing shorter videos, shorter sort of snippets.
Like maybe
And,
instead of 2.5 hours.
Yeah. But product reviews, I always love that kind of stuff, and I love watching those too. Starla, I didn't realize you are retired now. I thought you were still doing some subbing. So yeah, Starla, get on that. I would love to have you come and be a part of the schooling shows. That would be sweet. That would be awesome. You taught your kids to love
Well,
Candy Quest.
Riley requests Candy Quest.
where Riley's going to be reviewing organic
We
candies.
could review organic candies.
Organic candies that don't have gelatin, that don't have carrageenan, that don't have.
Sign him up. He will be the taste tester.
And Riley can do organic kids, biblically clean candy testing.
Yeah. Riley did say to us, was it just me or were you there, about how he really does want to try like real candy. And we're like, Riley, we let you have real candy. You know what real candy is? It's called organic candy. That's the real stuff. Because what you're speaking
or just
of,
fruits.
yeah, what you're speaking, yeah, we allow him to have organic candy every now and then. But what he's speaking of is the fake candy, because it's full of nothing but fake ingredients, artificial things, and beaver butt juice, and all the grossness.
And yes, you just did say that. At Bucky's,
But he's like,
at Bucky's, everything is made with that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of pink stuff. But I just found it comical that he's like, but I'd like to just try it once.
But it was-
the real stuff.
What would you?
And we're like, trust us. We grew up on that. We know what it tastes like. And the organic stuff tastes better. You're not missing out, bud. You're
All right,
not missing out.
Confession alert. I'm going to say this to you right now.
And you want to know what?
Go ahead, Riley.
It was very annoying because they had very weird animals that was just fake and made out of plastic. You squeeze them.
Are you speaking of Bucky's? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the chickens and the cows. Yeah, the rubber chickens. And then all sorts of stuff.
That was super annoying, and I took my whole entire hand and I just pressed down on all of those chickens, and they were
Rare Helium. Are you new to our channel? I haven't noticed you in the chat rooms. Well, welcome. And you're looking into homeschooling but need help. Awesome. Well, I can tell you, in my little experience of homeschooling, Riley's in the first grade, so we haven't been doing it super long, but the curriculum that I fell in love with for him, every child is different in what they gravitate towards, what their interests are. But we are really loving My Father's World. It's a Bible-based curriculum. It's not 100% Torah-based, but what's interesting is that it weaves a lot into it. For instance,
And it's definitely not. It's definitely not flat Earth.
no, it's
Or
not.
geocentric.
It's not.
But what you could do, you could go right to geocentricity.org. There's homeschool programs there to teach the kids geocentric
Yep.
aspect of the earth.
Chad Taylor's book, Where Are We According to the Bible?
And then you've got Torah Town, you've got Homeschooling Torah if you want that, or if you just want, a simple program like My Father's World. Those are all really great options to start with. So, and also Rob Blackwell has some really good homeschool material available through some of the books that he and his company that he works for produces. So lots of that stuff.
Casey's going to put up some biblically clean and gluten-free recipes on my channel. Sweet! Hey, we could even mirror those if you want us to. Yeah, so we are loving My Father's World. In our studies recently, we've been talking about the different calendars, and this is within the curriculum.
his program.
It's not his. Got it. Very cool. Well, we've got
And also,
some awesome ideas.
I know Rob Blackwell also wants to do weekly worship too on Take on the World.
Oh, sweet.
Because that worked out really, really well. And just
So what we'll need to do is really put a schedule in place. We sort of created one early on and never followed it to a T. So we need to make sure that we have a schedule in place so that everybody knows when the shows are coming, what they're going to be about, so we can just...
Plus, every time we go to a conference, every time we just have,
Yep.
on-site
We'll give you the
locations.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, anything behind the scenes, or when we hook up with people, we're gonna try to always do a video. Whether we meet up with Nate Wolf or Dr. Lee, anybody who goes to a biblical cosmology meetup, we'll start
Yep.
recording all that stuff.
Any of the gatherings that we're a part of, the fellowships.
Any of that, we'll try to start recording. So, random meetups with Tom Dunn or something. So.
Yeah, we need to meet up with him more often.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to do some things like that. So yeah, that is the future
I'm tired.
for right now. So I don't know what the future holds, but that's what the ideas are. So we're gonna keep pumping out material. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about, are we gonna be able to stop and see this location for Take on the World 20
On the way back?
On the way back.
Yes, we should. We'll have to map that out tonight. There's another location closer to Cincinnati that we're going to try to hit to visit on the way back home. So probably won't live stream there, but
If we can, we will.
maybe.
Yeah, we'll definitely live stream right afterwards.
Yeah.
Tell you guys
Give
about
you
it.
the lowdown after.
Yeah. So.
No, it's not sequential spelling. Okay. Find my picture. All right, Chris, you can keep the conversation going while I look.
Okay, what I could do right now is I can tell you more about the future of FEIC.
A reason for spelling. That is the name of it. This is what it looks like. That's the picture I took.
Can I see?
A reason for spelling.
Okay, let's test out
Can I
our.
see it, Philip?
Yeah, you can. Just let me.
So let's put some of this homeschool
Switch
stuff to practice. Hey, Riley. All right, I want you to zoom in closer on Riley, Liz. Okay, Riley, look at the camera. Okay. All right, we're gonna have you spell some of your favorite words. All right, you ready, Riley? These are the words that Riley spells really, really well. Riley, can you spell? I'm gonna throw one at you. Can you spell elephant? No. You gotta look at the camera.
Gotta look at the camera and talk louder. Good.
Pizza. Is that pizza with or without pepperoni?
I couldn't hear him.
You gotta grab that phone from him.
He's just looking through pictures because he
Yeah,
loves
yeah.
to see.
Well,
Loves to see all the old memories.
So Riley's doing really good at learning his words. He's made huge
and I
leaps
have,
in progress.
I have an
this year.
activity. So I looked up Pinterest, all sorts of stuff while traveling, and put a ton of stuff together. I thought I was super prepared, super organized. We've got it all filed back in here. We just had fun putting all this stuff together. And wouldn't you know it, we've used like none of it. None.
So why don't you show some of
But
it?
I did want to do this. So, this is a little metal container, a little Star Wars container. I had all these popsicle sticks from other projects, and I put different words on them. Words that he's been learning, blending, together. So I did want to still do that today as we're heading into Nashville. So yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Gotta love Pinterest for that.
Just super fun ideas on a lot of really
Yes,
good
of
stuff.
course. Kosher pepperoni. So we did go to Whole Foods as a stop to pick up a few things.
Since we
And
don't do meat,
We don't.
we let Riley occasionally get.
Whole Foods is the only place we can find it. Applegate Farms has a nitrate-free turkey pepperoni. You know, ingredients are the best that you can find for
For
pepperoni.
pepperoni, yeah.
So we did pick that up for him. Yes, I understand the spelling.
So I have to tell you guys what happened with the pepperoni today. So Tony was making eggs for everybody there, and Tony made eggs, and I was like, Tony, why don't you put this pepperoni into his eggs? He's like, oh, okay. And so he did that. He made it for himself. He made put lots of cheese and all the things, every single ingredient I would need.
Alexander from FEIC says, hey, great to meet you and Michael.
Alexander, we've got some work to do, so I am super excited for what is going to take place. So definitely reach out. It was awesome getting to know you guys. And I can't really say anything to you guys, but Alexander, me and Michael have been chatting, and we are super pumped to divulge into all that information. Stuff that, guys, when you guys see this, you're going to be blown absolutely away. And we don't even know the full spectrum of it all. And we got just a bit of it, and it's going to blow you guys away. So we're super excited to be blessed to have been given some awesome info.
No. Okay.
So, yeah. So, what was it? Hold on. What was I talking about, real quick? I was giving something really important. So, okay, you guys go back and rewind and remind me what I was talking about, because Riley came in and interrupted me. That's the story of my life.
Let me think.
Hey. Volume all the way down. So what was I saying? I was saying something really good. I forgot. It was really important. What happened? Okay, so now just cue that that waiting music right there. So
Trace back your thoughts.
chase my thoughts. Does anybody remember what I was about to say? What I was talking about? See, that's what happens when you have kids. They just...
We were talking about Alexander and
Yeah, it was before Alexander.
stuff.
Yeah, I had that down. Maybe I was not meant to talk about that. So that didn't happen. So...
Pepperoni.
Oh, Tony's story.
Yes, thank
Tony's
you.
story. I was talking about Tony's story. Okay.
It wasn't memorable to me because I wasn't there.
Yeah, right. Okay, Riley, you have to turn that down. I'm remembering.
Thank you.
Okay. So Tony was eating. I have to tell him I'm super sorry.
Did you tell him it was pork pepperoni?
No, of course not. Listen.
Because they love to joke with one another.
Yeah, no. So Tony had, because it was pretty much everything I would eat, but it was everything on it. It was cheese, eggs, and
Anything with
pepperoni.
Tony always has to include massive amounts of dairy.
And it was and lots of butter. So anyways, so Tony was eating this, and I was talking to him, and I had mentioned to him right within the eggs, the little blood specks that you can sometimes get in the eggs.
Oh, those are the worst.
And so Tony looked at me, and then he took his plate and threw it right in the garbage. And he said, you just ruined my whole appetite. And so Amber's talking to me and telling me, he goes, anytime he gets disgusted, like if he bites into a piece of chicken and there's like a vein or something in there, loses all of his appetite and just pitches it in the
Throws
garbage.
it all away. Oh.
Then I go, well, why do you think that I don't eat this stuff anymore, right? So it's like, I don't have to have those moments. And I felt so bad for him because he like ruined his whole breakfast. He had this
After he
thing.
made it all perfectly for
And he's like,
everybody
yeah,
else.
this is actually really good. Yeah, this was good. And he pitched it all in the garbage, like right away. And then Riley's over there eating the same thing that he had, because he made him a batch.
Yeah, Riley's like,
And
I don't care.
Riley's like, yep, I don't care. And so, and Amber's like, yeah, no more, I'm good. So, which is absolutely true. You definitely, more in organic eggs, then you kind of find those like little blood specks time to time. So, kind
They're
of
the
gross.
worst.
Yeah. So, you know what's really gross?
Like the vessels in,
Yes.
in the chicken tenders.
So I used to eat these. Her mom purchased Swansons. You know,
the trucks.
the truck
Was it?
delivery. Yeah, the truck delivery. Yeah, it was a truck. Schwans. Yeah, Schwans. That was it.
The old timey company that would come around with their yellow truck and have like food meal service.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, my mom would get that from time to time.
And so what was super gross about that was they had these really amazing chicken breast, breaded chicken breast. Yes, and I am talking about that. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to tell you that I have probably eaten more chicken fingers than most people combined.
Yeah.
I've no doubt about it. Chicken fingers and fries was like
That was his jam. Wherever we went, any restaurant, anytime.
It was default. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I looked
Never
at the
got anything.
I would look
else.
at the menu and I'd be like, what are you gonna get? And Liz's like, you should try something different. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me think about it. Then the person comes around and it's always chicken finger and fry, and that's it. Anywhere, anywhere, everywhere. There's a place called Damon's. Yeah, Damon's. It was like a sports restaurant bar type thing.
And they always had the game
Yeah, it was a
to
lot of fun.
play, like the trivia game to play. They had all their big screens with games like basketball, football, all of that. But they would leave one screen open and give you a console at your table, and you could play trivia games. And man, Chris is the king of trivia. King.
We do okay.
Oh, we did pretty good. We did
I
pretty
wasn't
good.
the king. I clearly wasn't the king. There
Well,
was always somebody in there.
yeah,
way back.
you're the king of specific trivia, but you do know a fair amount of just general trivia knowledge. So that was super fun. We enjoyed Damon's back
I'd be
in the
good
day.
on a team that has, you know.
So Starla's asking, what is our favorite jelly? Well, I don't really have a favorite, but the jelly that I try to get and find is the ones that have no added sugar to them. So it's the jelly, like we usually get the Trader Joe's kind that is just made with
The preserves.
grape juice. Like grape juice is the sweetener. So it's no added, evaporated cane sugar. It's just whatever the fruit is, and then it'll have like apple juice or grape juice as a sweetener, and then that's it. But so we swap between in that variety. They're like this big of jars: strawberry, raspberry, super fruit. We'll rotate between
They can
those.
last like 2 weeks because we don't eat really jelly.
We don't do a ton of jelly. I mean, I've made my own, not using any of that, just taking like really fresh strawberries or raspberries or even a combination of the two, blending those up in a blender, and if they're not like super sweet, I'd add a little bit of stevia to that, and then use that liquid and add chia seeds to it, and let that just thicken on its own, like the chia seeds just swell and absorb the moisture, and there you have your own jelly.
okay, so if you guys are just tuning in, here's the short FEIC story. It was fantastic. It was awesome. We met so many amazing people.
Yep.
So many amazing presentations. So many good connections. So many people from different walks coming together and just learning from each other. And I think that was the one thing that I took away from it was just those things right there. And so definitely shout out to Robbie. Robbie, you did a great job. Obviously, nothing runs smoothly and perfectly. Not everything, is always right. I run a conference. Not everything ends up being perfect.
There's always going to be drama. Always. When you have a large group of people coming together, and this venue was not a Bible-based event. This was to bring in everyone so that everybody could hear the gospel message that finding the Creator in creation. So whenever you do that, there's always going to be a little drama involved.
And especially when not even all the speakers are on board with what your what your stance is.
Right.
And I think Robbie did a great job of that.
He always does.
Yeah. And
Always.
So whatever's next for Robbie, stay tuned, guys, and watch for that. And whatever he does,
Yep.
I
We know it's
encourage you
going to be
guys-
amazing because
Yeah,
that's just how Robbie does things.
So follow that. So there was your exclusive, 2020, what to look for. So, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen. But super pumped, super excited. Take on the World 20s around, going to be around the corner. But first up the bat, Isaiah 46:10's coming up.
That's right.
They've got a women's retreat.
Torah Sisters
Yeah, they got that.
has their retreat coming up. I believe it's the first weekend in December in Michigan.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to be a sweet time of fellowship for them.
But also you got Raising Up the Remnant
Yeah,
in December
at the
as
end
well.
of December.
They got Michael Lake there. They got Steve Mutria there.
Tom Stapleton, right?
I'm not sure if he's
He was
there.
still on the roster, but Brendan Falks. They've added a few.
Yeah, so they got
Since we've last
they
seen.
got a little bit different of a roster. So if you guys haven't checked that out, but well worth it to just go see Dr. Michael Lake. We love that guy. He's awesome. And so go check out Raising Up the Remnant. Darren Geisinger. The Geisingers put that on, so go check that out. And then Isaiah 46:10's coming up. Nate Wolf is going to be speaking at that one. So
Yep,
that's
Dr.
gonna,
Alfonso Munzo as well, who is the Take on the World speaker.
yeah, so
Super cool.
that one's great. They've always got great speakers. We talked to Dustin Wells.
Absolutely.
He's a big helper for that. The What's In. So go support. Go check those guys out.
Yep. And then Sacred Word has their conference right after that in Atlanta.
Yeah, and then there's some other biblical flat Earth conferences throughout the year. If those are of interest to you, go search out. Go check those out. And then Lord willing, Take on the World 20 will be back. And once we find a location and he gives us the okay and it all works out, we'll be hopefully pushing and promoting by sometime early January. So
Absolutely.
that'd be great.
So if you could be in prayer with us, that he just directs our path in leading us to the place where Take on the World's next home will be.
Yeah, so I think we can sign off. Unless
That's
you
it.
guys have any questions, anything you guys want to,
Let me check.
have us ramble about,
Starly, you're too sweet.
we can definitely answer a few questions.
There's an Easter egg in Michigan. Let me know when you find it.
Okay. Hey, you guys, I'm going to tell you guys
Code
this.
language.
You guys do not know what we're talking about, but when we divulge into everything that we can't talk about just yet, it is gonna blow you guys away. It's gonna be some things. Really, Ian Chadwick, you should really come in and help us out as well, because there is so many layers and coverings to what we're talking about, and it not only deals with cosmology it at that. Flat out insights. We're gonna have a big year. We're gonna have some amazing things. And
Thank you, Rebecca. We can definitely appreciate the prayers. And Starla, if you're serious about doing a conference in Florida, yeah, give us a call. Florida's a distance away from us because, you know, we're driving. But we'd love to help you any way that we can. I missed some of the video where we can get the cookbook. Well, that was just a little joke. But hey,
well, April Ray's coming out with a
yes,
cookbook.
April. I've given some recipes to April Ray, but you can actually find a lot of my favorite recipes that I've put together, used throughout the years. If you go to corehealthproducts.com, so that's the company that Chris and I work for, corehealthproducts.com, and right at the top it'll say shop. If you click on discover, there'll be a drop down and it says blogs and recipes. So I've written a lot of health articles. We have a few other writers that have written health articles, but if you click on the blogs and recipes, it should pull up. If you scroll through them, you'll see our free recipe guides, and I've written 2 of them. One being the Whole Foods 7-day guide, and then also a kids guide. They're both on that same page. You can even use a little search bar within the website to search for the free guides, and you can download them. It's a free download, and there's lots of good recipes in there. So
even down to walnut tacos.
Yeah, walnut tacos are in there. Raw brownies that uses walnuts and dates. Yeah, juicing recipes, lots of smoothies. I think in the kids version, I believe it's in the kids one, I have 2 remakes of Girl Scout cookies into superfood smoothies. So yeah, some really fun stuff that I've enjoyed putting together. So that's where you can find that. Oh, thank you, Starla. Yes, thank you. So
See,
many people, when I say Core Health Products, they hear house.
Yep.
Like, do I have an accent? That makes it sound like house.
And there you go. And there you go, Starla. That is the reason why you're such a good moderator in the chat room. And so thank you so much for being forced to take that wrench when I just gave it to you. So there you go. So all you guys in the chat room and all the moderators, you guys do awesome work. One of the moderators we actually met at FEIC, so
That's right.
Yep, so
Shout out to Doc Michael.
yeah, he was there. We got to
We
meet
had
him.
the best time with you.
And he helped out so much with just moderating the Take on the World 19 chat room for all the live stream videos. So he did really good. He jumped into all the live streams that were happening on each of the stages. So he
Sweet.
yeah, and he kept doing that the whole time and kicking people out and blocking people. So he did a really good job and kept posting in links there. So
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
we
so-
love you guys. You're an amazing family to be with.
yeah, so make sure you guys go out. I mean, it's really not about us at Take on the World. Go out and all the speakers that we brought in, go support those ministries. You can support us by, getting shirts or the hats that we have from Take on the World, which will go right back into Take on the World.
We'll be putting that up on the website at some point.
And we'll do a video. We'll do a video where we'll just break it all out and show you what you can get, and
Yeah.
be able to support. We'll ship them right to you, and then you can wear those proudly. We also still have the bumper stickers.
We only have a few. I don't know if
Well, we
Tony
still
has
have a
more, but-
handful left.
Yeah.
So there's
handful
still
of the Take on the World decals.
yeah, there's still some decals left. So yeah.
Awesome. We're just at about 80 miles until we get to our family's house.
Okay, why don't you put this over to
Tennessee.
here? So here, guys, we have Unwrap a Smile. This is Little Debbie's. So I actually so we were talking with Amber and Tony. So I'm gonna end the video this way, just because we've been having some fun. See, because we would never touch that stuff today at all, because we know what's inside of that stuff. But if you're eating it, that's my call for you guys to stop. But that's not the fun part. What is your favorite Little Debbie snack
Oh
of all
yeah,
time.
we did have that
So we
discussion.
did talk about that. So what is your favorite Little Debbie snack? One that maybe you shouldn't be eating today, that you still do, or the one that you've given up, but you still can always remember the taste of. So,
Well, call.
and make sure you don't add Hostess into this.
Call some of them out.
Yeah, no. Let's see if you guys are Little Debbie fans.
Well, I'm trying
You
to
got
think
no- you
of what all they had because I can't. I mean,
You had Star Crunch.
see, I don't remember that one. I never had that
You
one.
had the zebra cakes.
The zebra cakes were just the typical chocolate with the white swirl. Their
Yeah.
signature one that was called zebra cakes.
Well, yeah,
It's just
yeah.
been sold.
So, yeah, of course you have Nutty Buddies.
That was Little Debbie.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was my favorite. Yes, that was my
Oatmeal cream pies.
that was number 2.
So why don't you guys chime in? I know you guys are still eating those. Don't tell me you're not.
What was your favorite, Chris?
What was my favorite?
Yeah.
It was probably the oatmeal cream pies. I probably ate way too many Nutty Buddies because that was like always in the house. But
So Rebecca says moon pies.
moon pies, of course.
That was her favorite.
Which flavor of the moon pie? The chocolate or the vanilla? Because they both have the banana.
Oh, fun fact. Jesse says Little Debbie would not sell on Sunday.
Yeah, of course. You did not know that.
No, I didn't know that. Marla says the Swiss cake rolls and
Look,
Nutty Buddy. Yep. I knew we liked one another.
So fun. So look, Little Debbie, she was serious about keeping, the fourth commandment. Very serious about keeping the fourth commandment, but maybe she had her days mixed up. So she had some bad theology, and but she had some convictions about some things. So who else is there?
Oh, Alexander Honey Bun.
The honey bun. That was
that was Little Debbie?
Of course, that was
Okay.
Little Debbie.
Yeah, those were tasty.
The coffee. You know what? The coffee cakes. They had coffee cakes too. Yes.
Cosmic brownies. I don't remember that one.
That must only be in Texas because Marla's from Texas.
Lori used to eat
That cosmic brown.
2 pinwheels, the little cinnamon rolls.
Little cinnamon rolls. Remember those?
Hey, Marquise. So we're asking everybody what we passed by a Little Debbie's truck, and so we are asking everybody what was their favorite Little Debbie's product.
What was their favorite
'Cause
Little
it should
Debbie?
be was.
Yeah, not is. It was because we all eat healthy now.
Charlie's Chips.
Charlie's
That's a Little
Chips.
Debbie's product?
I'm not sure, but Charlie's Chips, came in that tin.
Oh, yes, in the tin, of
Charlie's
course.
Chips. Okay, so you know what?
Fudge rounds.
Fudge rounds.
Wait,
Okay.
Twinkies? That's Hostess.
Yes, but that's okay. You can, if you got an old school snack or candy, just shout them out. What were those? I mean, come on, you can name some of those things. The things that you liked.
Well, I mean, Nutty Buddy was my
Besides
favorite.
that, what was the company that made all those cookies, those soft cookies that were in those
Archway?
Archway.
Yeah.
Archway cookies. They had the Dutch chocolate. So look, we ate. Look, this is
I liked
evidence
the ones
and proof
that
that I
had
knew all this
the
stuff.
jelly, the little center jelly.
Like the cherry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, those are great. This is why I don't feel so good all the time.
Because you're thinking of what you used to eat.
No, because like it's still all in me. Like you just can't get rid of it. You just can't get rid of all this.
Is the remnant still in my colon?
There's a Little Debbie's party and a Hostess party. Of course, I've eaten my fair share of Twinkies in my lifetime.
Yeah?
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. Powdered donuts. They were a favorite of mine. The little powdered donuts that you'd get. Yeah,
Right,
of course. Of course. Can I have the real stuff?
What kind of strawberry rolls? Oh, those little rolls that had the strawberry and like maybe the cream filling
Hey,
and they
Dad,
were rolled. Yeah, like
I
that.
saw
I remember those.
those were church to enter.
Ho-Hos. Do you guys remember Ho-Hos? That was really good.
Ho-Hos. Who made that? Was that the Little
That
Debbie?
was Hostess as well.
Oh, that was
Yeah, it's really like it's like a like a jelly fruit
It's a pie
inside.
filling. It's a pie filling.
Right, and then the outside, just that cake.
Flaky crust.
We've had one of those in our basements, and we've used, and it's been down there,
We bought it for demonstration purposes only.
and it's been down there now for over 10 or 15 years. There is no mold on this thing.
Has it been that long?
Yes, it has been. Yes, because Liz, we've been.
I remember those that had the
You remember those? You've
Yeah,
never
because
even eaten those.
no, but he's seen it in the drawer.
Yeah, it's down there.
I
You open that thing up. There is no mold on this
Oh
thing.
no, it's
And
looks
it's been
exactly the
it's been
same.
exposed to the air. We've taken it out, handled it with our hands, did demonstrations, and every time when we take it out for a demonstration,
I remember.
whether it be 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, this thing does not grow mold on it. This
No.
thing does not deteriorate. I guarantee you, if I took a bite, it would be the same exact flavor.
probably. I mean, I've had friends who have saved the McDonald's, hamburger and fries in a container for years. They're personal trainers, and so they use that in their talks that they do. They don't have the lettuce or anything. It's just the meat patty, the bread, and I don't know if they have I think it's just a regular hamburger, not a cheeseburger. But yeah, I mean, I've seen it. They've taken it out of the container. You can still feel all the salt and the grease on the fries. It smells the same.
It
It's
shrinks a little bit.
disgusting.
It definitely shrinks a little bit.
It shrivels slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly. Not what it should.
The remnants of the real food that's in there just shrivels.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah. You can also do this test, which is really cool. So if you guys are still eating margarine is one chemical away from being plastic.
Yeah.
So you can take like butter or plant butter, something that's real, like something oil based, and you can put those into your garage on a nice hot summer day. Leave it out there with some margarine. It doesn't even need to be a hot day, just a normal day, where butter doesn't melt at room temperature. And you'll notice that all the bugs are going to flock to the butter or the plant oil butters, but it will not touch the margarine. They won't even they won't eat it. So they know. We didn't mean to turn this into. So back to what
Well, we are just hitting the 2-hour mark, so we should probably sign off. We're not super far.
So to recap, FEIC one more time. It was awesome. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Go watch those live streams. Check it out. Make sure you go check out all the musical performances.
Yep.
Those are a lot of fun. Look, the award show, music, those are for fun, okay? We like to have a little bit of fun. So everything isn't always super serious. But there were plenty of very serious presentations. Another myth, that may be sprinkled around. People saw a game show. The game show was for a film that's coming out. Can't share any details with you, but it was for a film that's coming out. It wasn't a real game show.
We were like the live studio audience.
Yeah, it was like a live studio audience.
Yes.
And they said, who was the first person to land on?
Hey, you're paying attention.
And what did they say?
They said, I forgot what they said.
Well, the answer. See, I thought the answer was going to be because they said Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. And what'd you say, Buzz Aldrin? Aldrin. We live on. No. Oh, whoops.
Well, it didn't happen, so why does it matter?
Yeah, right. Well, no. What actually could have been super funny? What actually would have been really funny would have been the correct answer is.
No, don't say it.
No
don't say
one.
it. I want to say it.
All right, go ahead. The correct answer is.
If I was on there, I'd say no one.
There it is.
Right.
And that would have been the correct answer. So, all right, guys. Well, Liz is actually
that's a
starting to
wrap.
freak out. Why don't you give everybody a look at why she's freaking out right now? Please go ahead.
It's just hilly. It's super hilly. And
Oh,
going
look at it.
going fast around
Look at this.
hills
This is beautiful, guys.
just makes
You
me a
have
little
to see
anxious.
this.
And it's
Liz-
getting dark.
Liz can't actually turn it around because she thinks somehow magically that her hands, if
No,
there she
I
is.
don't.
She's turning it. There we go. I just slowed
See,
down
there's
for
just-
you,
yeah, there's a lot of
and look at, and now
cars getting in
everybody's
front of
passing me
us.
because I'm
It's
slowing
making me
down.
anxious.
Yeah. But there it is, guys. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll probably do another video before we get home, and then we won't do videos probably for at least a week.
We'll take a break. But thanks for hanging with us. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Be blessed.
See ya, guys.